How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 15 of the Weekly Grind. Had a nice couple of weeks off there. Um, I don't know what the fuck you been up to, Daryl.
Oh, hey, I'm Daryl, by the way. Nothing, man. Just chilling out. Um, uh,
I just realized, dude,
but
really out of practice with that intro.
yeah, you are. That's why I'm kind of
That was
kind of
bad.
took me by surprise.
Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, normally I'm a little better with that, a little more fluid with introducing you and the guests, and now I'm
Yeah.
just like, uh,
Oh well, that's what being out of practice for a couple of weeks does, huh?
yeah.
Okay, here, let me try. Hey, this is Rotten Rye. This is a weekly grind. Where we grind for epic loot, never seem to find it. With me is Red Warrior and Gwen. Um, yeah, introduce yourself, Gwen. Hey, great introduction. Now,
You're
moving on.
welcome. That's exactly what I need for that.
Oh,
How's it
we're
going,
knocking it
Gwen?
out of the ballpark, man.
Um, I'm here. That's how it's going.
You're here?
Yep.
Well, that is good. Glad to see you.
Best introduction ever. I'm here. Ta-da!
And I am, of course, Red Warrior.
This is my channel, so you better know who the hell I am.
Yeah,
But,
he's that guy, you
maybe
know.
we should hit reset on the intro there a little bit.
Yeah.
This is the weekly grind where we grind for 3 hours looking for a piece of epic loot but never seem to find it. As always, my buddy Daryl, my co-host, my partner in
Yo.
crime, and also the Red Warrior who plays games badly.
Oh yeah. Now that was smooth. That was
Joined,
slick.
and we're joined by the lovely Gwen Lily Knight, who is the shit in so many ways, and we were worried as fuck that we were going to be stuck with each other on this.
You
But
guys
we
thought it was it,
realized
just you and
but her and I don't sync up well.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
like we don't. I don't know. It's
you guys are too much or too different, huh?
I
Um,
don't know
Opposite
if it's
track.
really
Haven't you
that.
heard that Paula Abdul song with
I
the?
The
think
I'm
it's.
dressed like a cat one.
Yeah, exactly.
I do my shit by being randomly inserting stuff or bouncing off other people. So I need someone I'm good at just talking with or whatever.
Random insertion.
Yes, random
That's
insertion.
that's the name of the show. That's the subtitle for this week's episode. Random insertion. S- So what y'all playing?
Well, I've been fucking around with Monster Hunter the most.
Yeah, how
No,
you
I should
digging it
specify Monster Hunter 4.
for the DS,
Yep,
3DS?
yep.
Nice. Digging it?
Yeah. I played a lot of, or not a lot of 3, but I played 3 for a little while, and my biggest hang up on that is I didn't have anybody to play with, and I wasn't big on
Hmm.
just joining random people's games.
Yeah.
So by the time I really started to get into it, I was also starting to lose interest.
Right, right.
Whereas this time around, I hopped on like the day after it came out,
So you've actually
and
been able to do some online hunting?
oh yeah, and it's
Cool.
oh my god, man, it is fucking uh,
It's good, huh?
it's good, but it's really fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah, those games kind of intimidate me, I admit. Then again, I've never really played that kind of game before, so, you know,
Me neither.
yeah. So I figure getting into it in the middle of a series is probably not the smartest idea, but,
Well, that's the thing, right? None of them really interconnect,
well, yeah,
so it's not
I
like you're
suppose so.
missing out on a story or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a grindy online multiplayer deal, so I can't imagine the story's too intense.
Yeah, it's it's got a story mode. It's there, but
Right.
I've been playing more of the online than I have the story.
Gotcha. So we're picking up, you think,
Um,
for fans of that sort of game?
oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Like I imagine if you haven't picked it up already, because from what I understand from the reports I've seen, that's been selling pretty well.
Nice.
So
Very cool. Very cool. How about you, Glenn?
As far as games, I don't tend to play games a lot when I'm not feeling well, but when I manage to have energy, I just play Hearthstone.
Yeah, I watched your stream the other night. It looks interesting.
It's a great game. I used to play Magic the Gathering. Hearthstone's a great way to play a card game over the internet. So
Very cool.
I like my strategy games.
Yeah,
Are you just playing the base game, or are you messing around on the DLC yet?
Oh, what?
Are you just playing like the base Hearthstone game, or are you messing around with any of the downloadable
Well, the
content?
way it works is you get these daily quests that give you gold. Every 2 days, you're guaranteed about 100 gold. So you can get a pack of cards for 100. Everything in the game is unlockable over time with gold. So you can
hey,
also.
John's in the chat.
John, which John?
I mean, you can pay
Apocalypse.
real money. But
Oh, all right. How's it going, buddy?
Real money? What about real money? What is this real money you speak of? I haven't seen that stuff for fucking years. Does it exist?
I don't know. All my stuff's done with. All my stuff's electronic. I don't even think it's real money anymore.
Yeah, right. I got bitcoins, yo.
Coins. I got lots of bitcoins. I got millions of bitcoins.
Yeah.
That's my Bitcoin account that I
Yeah.
don't have.
Donate Bitcoin coins to me, I say. No. But yeah. So
I
Hearthstone.
donate a Bitcoin.
And hey, we should also mention Gwen's does some streams over the game she's developing every once in a while too, which is pretty fascinating. So if you don't
Yeah,
follow her
I
on
used to
Twitch,
do
you're
a lot
stupid.
of.
I was actually gonna say
I
I
used to
already
do a lot of streams.
I added
About
her in the description.
Cool,
Yeah, I
cool.
used to do a lot of streams about game design in general. I discuss mechanics, and I'd also discuss mechanics as they relate to the system the tabletop RPG system I'm working on, which could
Right.
easily just be used in a computer game, whatever.
Right.
But mostly that was just an outcropping of my discussing game mechanics because I ran out of topics one day and I'm like, oh, I'm making this thing. Well, I could just stream this. So I streamed that for a while. I'm planning. I haven't been doing a lot of streaming in months because I'm very sick and I don't have a doctor currently, not really. So I'm trying to find a doctor that'll actually be able to see me more than once a year.
Right. Well, good luck with that, Glenn.
Yeah, I feel like just well enough to be here talking with you, nice fuck.
Yeah. So watch her streams. Her streams are awesome.
My Hearthstone streams are just random, so usually early morning or late in the night.
Now, as for me, what I've been playing lately is, well, we did some Street Fighter 4 the other night, and I managed to pull a 9-win streak out of my ass. I don't know how, considering I was incredibly drunk at the time. And besides that, I downloaded a game on Steam. I've been, it's no secret we've been working on a website, supernerdland.com, and one of our aims is to kind of, well, first of all, I want to say forgive me for the groggy sound. I've got a cold, so bear with me. But yeah, one of our aims is kind of, I mean, it's a fact of the matter that if you're not a Phil Fish or a fucking Jonathan Blow, people aren't really gonna know about your game. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to give more coverage to kind of smaller indie games, and so we've been picking stuff off of the indie database and just kind of checking it out. And so to that end, I grabbed a game called Forward to the Sky. I haven't played yet because I want to do a video on it, kind of a blind first impressions video, but I got that to play. And I was able to snag a copy of Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker for the Wii U, which is really, really fun. The Captain Toad segments were actually some of my favorite segments in Mario 3D World, and so it was kind of a pleasant surprise to see them make a game built around that entire concept, and it's been really fun to play. And But besides that, I've just been kind of sick, kind of taking care of Ma, and you know, doing that whole thing. So
Waving Dixit trains and
yeah, well,
9 yards.
I don't have the energy to wave dick and trains, which is how you know I'm really sick. Because
Waving dicks at train.
exactly, man. Yeah. But
It relieves you of your pain. To wave your dicks at trains. Reality it explains.
yeah.
Wave your dick at trains.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gwen with her new hit single, Waving Dicks at Trains. You can buy it on 8-track and vinyl.
8-track's the new hip wave.
yeah.
The music.
Yeah, it's an 8-track. Every track is Waving Dicks at Trains. Buy
Ah,
now and you'll get the bonus tape. Waving Dicks at Trains Volume 2.
It's Majora's
What's up?
Mask. The whole reason
Oh,
why
yeah.
I got my new 3DS is I actually got it because of Majora's Mask,
Yeah.
and I'm liking the changes.
That's cool, man. I'm not familiar enough with the base game because I gotta admit the whole time limit thing. I know there's ways to manage it, like you can use a Ocarina song to slow down time and shit like that, but it's still really daunting. So I think I've played through the first like dungeon or temple or whatever, and then just kind of stopped. So
Yeah,
not
it's
familiar
kind of
enough with the base game
consensus
to
I
know.
have with a lot of my friends and everything. They were like, "Yeah, I just wasn't really sure how to approach that game."
Yeah.
And then once you explain it and like, "Oh, well, the songs and all this other shit," and they're like, "Oh, all right, like, well, fuck. Whenever you're done with that, let me borrow it."
Yeah. Right.
You know how long I've waited for this? Go buy it. Like, fuck off.
See, my whole thing with the game was concerned that turning back time would kind of like erase everything, all my progress. But apparently that's not really how it works. So, you know, one of these days I plan on trying it again. But, you know, yeah, it was one of those games that just kind of like intimidated the shit out of me. So, but I'm glad to hear the 3DS version is holding up pretty well.
Yeah, they totally rebuilt Clocktown.
Yeah?
And they not all of Clocktown. South Clocktown, Termina Field is just a lot grander scale now. They added fishing ponds.
Huh.
And this is all on top of like the beautiful HD fucking graphics and shit that they put into the game. Like, oh my god, it just looks so good.
Nice. Hey, look at who we've got joining us now.
Hi everyone.
Hey, Sox, how you doing?
I'm good.
Long
I'm
time.
awake.
You're awake?
wow, she's awake at the same time I am? This is a miracle.
I know, right? Why aren't we talking about boobs in private?
Wait, what?
I have no idea what's going on. I'm just being silly.
and you
Apparently
and
we're supposed to be talking about booze in private.
oh yeah, I thought you said boobs and privates. I was like,
Oh no.
I mean, I'll talk about boobs and privates anytime.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're actually we're at the phase of the show right now where we're doing what have you been playing lately? So, what have you been playing lately?
I've been playing a lot of Darkest Dungeon. It's this turn-based RPG that is kind of insane and fun. I don't know. It's an early access. I got it for Valentine's Day, and it was awesome. It's awesome. I mean, it's pretty much.
Game of the year, 10 out of 10.
No, it's not, yeah, it's not IGN Game of the Year 10 out of 10. But it's pretty good. I mean, like the way they've set it up is you start a party of 4, right? And you've got like an endless supply of heroes, right? So if they die, you can just go get more. Yeah, it's pretty good. And when you take them through dungeons, they get stressed out and then they can go insane. And then you need to let them relieve their stress in town at like the tavern so they can like hook up with wenches or go to the abbey and like whip themselves, self-flagellation. Yeah, I'm not joking. It's awesome. And then they develop
Great.
like personality quirks. Like this one will only gamble, or this one will only go to the brothel, or yeah, it's great.
This one will only whip himself.
Yeah, and then
this
they
looks like he
get
runs
weak
all the way
from
home.
blood loss, and they get a penalty for the next time they go into a dungeon because they're weak from blood loss. It's awesome.
It does sound surprisingly in depth. The first
it's-
self-flagellation sim I've ever heard of.
Self-flagellation simulator.
Yeah. Oh, that and Goat Simulator. Games of the year right there.
I love
know,
Goat
right?
Simulator.
Self-flagellating goat simulator.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you've seen
I'm sure they'll make
you've
it.
seen the tongues on those goats, right?
Hold on, we gotta figure out how to work I Am Bread into this.
What's that?
We gotta figure out how to work I Am Bread into this.
Oh yeah. Have you seen I Am Bread? That it's,
Yeah, I did a let's play of it.
oh,
Yeah, I
did
was
you?
gonna say.
I need to go watch this.
And,
Okay, I'll see you guys
what's
later.
the channel? Alright.
What was it? They've added a new
Make
level, the garden.
Yeah.
Now, I still haven't figured out how to toast myself on that level yet. So
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. I seen the bathroom level, and you had to get over to the hair dryer to toast yourself. I was like, really?
yeah.
Yeah, because
There-
go
Sorry.
ahead. No.
There are lots of different ways you can toast yourself. Like you can use light bulbs. I think you can actually start almost like an electrical fire by dropping like a clock radio into water and then toast yourself on that. It's awesome. It's a great game. I love them.
Yeah,
I mean,
do
what
remember
you
you
can't-
were playing that, and you've seen the rack of all the electronics over the fucking bathtub, and you were just like, yeah, because that's a good idea.
Well, keep in mind that you're sentient bread, so shock, danger is a little low, you know.
I just have one question. What
Hmm.
happens if you're buttered? Which side do you land on?
Uh-oh. I don't know.
I know you can cover yourself in jam.
You
Now
can.
that's a sticky situation.
Right. Yeah, the butter DLC will be coming later, so yeah.
There's another game mode called Cracker Hunt, where Cheese Hunt, where you play as a wheat thin cracker, and you gotta go and find all the cheese.
That's
Oh
awesome.
man, I was really hoping it was gonna be Cracker Hunt. This is like, oh man, there's so many jokes you can make.
Yeah, I know. But when I'm evaluating whether or not it's good to go there, then you know it's probably not. Cracker Hunt, yeah.
Oh, I'm tired. I haven't had any coffee yet.
I know how you feel. I got a cold, so I just took some NyQuil because I forgot that there's such thing as Dayquil. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
with your socks. You haven't had any coffee, and I just finished my first screwdriver.
you're what?
My first screwdriver.
Oh yeah.
It's the same level as coffee. You gotta have it.
Yeah,
Should we
right.
start jumping into the topics, or
Well, yeah. I want to talk. Can we talk about this thing first here?
what thing first?
The Steam thing with the
Oh, the Steam
Capcom
Universe?
removing the
Oh,
co-op
Resident
stuff,
Evil?
or yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
Like, yeah, as the game launched, they updated the page to say, oh, by the way, the co-op mode and all that shit, it's going to be DLC. So, folks are up in arms because, especially folks who pre-ordered the game because, Steam is notorious for not giving refunds on purchased games. So they feel like, Capcom kind of put them in a position where, oh, hey, you've got this thing that you had a reasonable expectation would be coming with the game you purchased, and now you're in no position to do anything about it. So
Yeah. And it's fucked up because this is like, I would love to think that Capcom sits somewhere when they're and go, why do people hate us so much? Duh.
Right. yeah, and I hold Capcom and Nintendo in the same regard in the respect that, like, both are companies that can make good things, but neither of them are companies that have goodwill to burn. So,
Yeah.
when Capcom does stuff like this, I mean, it's hard for me to defend them, because they added in. I mean, originally it mentioned co-op play and the raid mode, and then the Steam page, they added 2 lines saying raid mode online co-op functionality to be added at a later date. The PC version does not support offline co-op play in the campaign or raid mode. So, people who are expecting both of those things didn't, realize they were not in there until after, their purchase was secured. And again, Steam really doesn't like to give people refunds, so they're in a position where, it seems like Capcom legit tried to pull one over on them. So,
Yeah.
probably not a good
Yeah.
idea for them to be pulling this shit. So,
Yeah, it is fucking ridiculous, and I think you're totally right whenever you hold them to the same regard as Nintendo on that whole build-a-burn. Like, don't get me wrong, they both make some quality shit, but at the
yeah,
same time,
they do
Capcom,
shit to burn through their goodwill.
yeah, and Capcom has been notorious for this for years. So whereas Nintendo's just kind of hopping on the bandwagon of
Yeah.
fucking over their consumers and shit like that.
Well, with Nintendo, it's more like, we're going to go after your YouTube channel, even though
Yeah.
cause to me, free advertising is good advertising, especially in the case with Nintendo, where again they don't have a lot of goodwill to burn.
Yeah,
They're
and
they're
how
not
many times have we seen, even with like Aliens Cloning Marines, Brink, um, all these utterly terrible games who are like that are notoriously bad, right?
right.
And there's even no matter what kind of PR it is, whether there's people saying, "Hey, this game is bad," or "Hey, this game is good," people are still gonna buy your game either to see just how bad it really is, or
Or how good it is. Yeah, they're going to
yeah,
check it out for themselves. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, so but with Capcom, though, like Nintendo, you can kind of chalk it up to them not joining the 21st century, and figuring out they're kind of figuring out how all this shit works and stuff. It's no excuse, but at least you can kind of understand where they're coming from. With Capcom, it just seems like malicious intent, just
well,
like,
again, for them, this is like a year-to-year thing.
yeah. I mean, it's either got to be incompetent. I mean, well, yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, take the Tekken Cross Street Fighter on this DLC, for example. They're dragged through the mud through that, and of course they kind of relent and say, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. But then they pull something like this. So it's like you guys aren't learning. You're alienating what little bit of customer base you have left. It'd be wise for you to stop, and they keep doing it.
Yeah,
So yeah. I mean, I'm hoping. My hope is that Steam makes an exception with this, because this really is unacceptable.
they have in the
Yeah.
past, but you really gotta badger them about it.
Right. And I'm hoping this is one of the cases where you don't, because this really is straight up unacceptable. So
Yeah, even when in fact whenever you read the Steam page, the first thing says that it is okay. Well, not what they do: single player mode and an AI partner or offline co-op. And then at the very bottom, there's 2 highlight points, and one of which is does the PC version does not support offline co-op.
yeah, yeah. And they tried to say it's because like the game supports all manner of resolutions and graphical settings, and we just wanted to make sure that local players had the best experience. Blah blah blah. Yakety schmackety.
Yeah, they act like PC players don't already know this.
Right. Well, they're trying to use it as an excuse to not provide local co-op.
Dude, I'm sorry, but that is as much of a bullshit excuse as the order and, oh yeah, we went with this resolution for a more cinematic experience. Like,
Yeah.
fucking blow it out your ass.
Yeah. Well, if you want to make a movie, make a fucking movie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You hear
Don't.
that, David Cage?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if it's out yet or it was. I mean, I'm behind the times, so I just caught wind of Fahrenheit remastered, Indigo
What?
Prophecy. Yeah.
When
think
is
it's
that a thing?
Yeah. It's not so remastered though.
What?
Yeah, but yeah. I guess people are
Oh,
clamoring
yeah,
for.
seriously, I need details on this.
Yeah. What's that? You need details?
Yeah.
Google is your friend.
It's a David Cage game.
Oh,
So
hey,
you-
explain.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
you need to know. There's no difference between one and the next one. Just pretty
Yeah.
graphics. That's all you need to
Oh,
know
wow.
about David Cage games.
So they did finally announce the Pokemon Tekken game.
Okay.
Yep.
Tournament just got announced, huh?
Can't wait to play it.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
yeah,
Yeah,
Pokemon Tournament.
It's a game made by Namco.
Bandai Namco, yeah.
Bandai Namco that they are making a Pokemon fighting game.
Let me
Is
put a
it
link in
going to be
the.
on DS as well, or is it just?
It
No,
looks
it's an
Wii
arcade.
U.
It's arcade right now.
Arcade for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's only arcades. All right.
Yeah,
they're
right.
trying to
Yeah,
get
right
it
now
on
it's
arcades.
Japanese arcade.
you know it'll be
from
coming
what
to the Wii U.
from what I understand is like if you get it's a little weird because when you're in close you do actually like close in range fighting, but when you go out you actually do projectile fighting.
Gotcha.
So-
Yeah, I'm checking the trailer and it looks like it does look very Tekken-esque, and like Wayne said, like when you're at a farther range, you do your Pokemon's kind of projectile moves and shit, and yeah, it looks interesting.
Looks fun.
Yeah,
Still not
I've
the
been wanting to.
Pokemon
Oh,
MMO
now
we
this
all
just
wanted.
needs to be the base game.
but this game is the worst kept secret though. I think we saw
Yeah, it
screenshots
got
of this
leaked,
like
like,
a year
back
ago.
in June, July, something like that. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the time though, we thought it was a new Pokemon Stadium, which would have been just as cool.
Man, this
Yeah.
is better.
Well, the reason because Namco had a big hand in bringing out
Smash.
Smash. So I think that was the deal that was kind of worked out. It was like, hey, you help us bring out Smash, we'll let you have an IP and make a fighting game.
Yeah. And see, this is
Who
one of
knew
the
it was going to
things.
be Pokemon, right? I mean,
Right.
You know, see, all things that
I'm
happen
so
now.
happy. I've been wanting a Pokemon fighting game for ages.
Now they just need to go to Blizzard and have Blizzard do something with them, so they can go, all right, now pick an IP and you guys can do whatever you want with it.
And then
Pokemon
it's-
MMO.
Then it's I was gonna say though, that is one of the things I do like about Nintendo is they're totally willing to collaborate with other developers and
Now.
shit, and that's real cool because
Like I said, now.
well yeah
no, they've been doing it for at least since the Wii U era.
Well, yeah, but
I mean not the Wii U, but the Wii era.
The Wii
Yeah.
era.
Yeah, the Wii era, because they had that's when Mario and Sonic came out, and like whoever thought that would happen.
right
And
let's see, Sega, because I guarantee they went there and said, please just buy us.
and they were like, no, but we'll do this.
because actually Gwen turned me onto this the other day. Apparently Sega's going mobile and PC only now.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's
We can't go
I
to
think that's
Orlando,
just
but-
isn't that still in rumor stage? It's not like official.
Yeah,
No,
look, here's the thing, though.
it
If,
looks official.
if Sonic's on PC, at least he can finally go fast.
If it results in more Sonic racing games, like more Sonic kart games, I'll be happy. I really like Sonic
Oh,
Racing.
God,
with
I
Stars
love it.
Oh,
We
yeah.
should play it. We should freaking
Yeah.
play it.
We
Yeah,
should.
Sonic's?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, hell yeah,
Yeah.
you're playing with us now. That's it.
Yeah, we
Definitely.
do well for a while there we were doing like every other day we were playing, but now it's like every couple of weeks we get together and
We
Go
should
fast.
Pick a regular Sonic night. God darn.
Well, no. Let's get this correct. Y'all go fast. Gwen and I just bring up the rear and try to beat the box.
Basically.
yeah.
Freaking.
and the whole time I'm just going, I'm the best. I'm the
Yeah.
greatest.
And he does too. He stays in the rear and
Oh,
snipes
shit.
everybody.
God, Apocalypse is
Me
a
and
good
me and Optimus
combination.
just make y'all have to earn it.
Yeah.
Apocalypse is a good combination. Bethesda, Nintendo.
What do you? I mean, what would be?
Super Mario Fallout.
I mean, yeah.
Bowser called
Bowser
turned the
Kingdom
world into a
Wasteland.
Mario New
wasteland.
Vegas.
Mario New Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bowser just destroys North America.
Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh shit.
They'll be like
that
old
would
school.
make
It'll be-
sense.
No, what they could do? I just thought of it. They could take the storyline from The Sims that was on Super Nintendo, where instead of just a regular
Oh,
Godzilla
yeah.
monster, it was actually Bowser.
Yeah.
They could just make that a thing where Bowser just somehow came from the Mushroom Kingdom and was Godzilla sized, and he destroyed America. And now you're Mario trying to restore restore the land or some crap. I don't know.
Mix it with Mario's
Imagine
time
that.
machine.
So what, Bowser's Godzilla now?
Yeah. Yeah, he was on SimCity on the Super Nintendo. One of the disasters was that Bowser had come and stomped through your city.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I played the hell out of some SimCity on
Oh, it was excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. And actually, they're purged with Will Wright back then. They actually put him in Link's Awakening.
Now, see what they'll do is they'll make Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
They'll make
I
a sequel to
love
that.
Mario RPG.
Mario RPG was great.
Oh yeah.
Damn you, Square
Pokemon
No problem.
MMORPG.
Enix. Yes.
Pokemon MMO. Yeah.
You know,
See, I
there's
can.
a fan-made Pokemon MMO out there, I think, that hasn't been taken down yet.
Oh,
it
is
is
there?
still-
Because I know they were making it. I remember seeing screenshots of it. I didn't.
Yeah,
I
I
remember
haven't seen
being in
it.
beta.
I haven't
for
heard
it.
anything about a cease
Maybe they
and desist
finished
on
it
that
by
yet.
now already. I don't know.
Well, it's probably because it's out there and they're not like, dumb and say, hey, let me go to a website and tell them what I'm doing, and then they do a report, and next thing you know, cease and desist.
Nintendo's actually been okay-ish for the most part with like fan projects like that.
Mhm.
For the most
Yeah, but
part.
I'm talking about like I know
Huh?
there was like a redo for Chrono Trigger coming.
Yeah, that got taken down real
Yeah,
quick.
as soon as somebody, it's like, hey, let's go to major gaming websites and talk about what we're doing.
Well, that was like
Dummies.
what was
Yeah.
it? There was one that just got fucking reported on. Mother 2.
What about it?
It's a fan-made sequel called Mother 2,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and it's still
For
going.
Earthbound, yeah.
Yeah, it's still gone.
Huh. Yeah, like there's a Mario Maker type game on the IndieDB right now.
I want to play it and just make levels all day long.
Oh yeah, they're doing that officially on the Wii U Mario Maker. Looks pretty
Yeah.
cool. Especially if you can share your levels
See,
and
Sega,
shit online.
This is how you do it.
Yeah.
Give me a Sonic Maker.
Sonic Maker. Sonic.
I could probably do 1,000 times.
Well, the Laughing Man says
Mega
Nintendo
Man
hasn't been
Maker.
that good with fan-made stuff. If it's a game, it depends on what you're doing with it though, because like that Nintendo crossover game, or Super Mario crossover, they've left that mostly alone. Because you're not. I think it's when you start selling your shit or making a big deal about it that they'll come after you, and which they got to do.
They're very big on, they want to know how their characters are being portrayed.
Right.
So
Right.
if you're not doing the character the justice that they want, then they'll.
If you ever want to hear like some of the stuff that Nintendo how retentive they are about their characters, look up information about Nintendo characters in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Because even when the part where they did show Bowser in the supervillain
meeting.
Right.
thing, every little detail had to be approved before it could be animated.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo had to, like, after it was animated, Nintendo still had to approve that. And it's like,
Right.
even like, when he was like drinking the coffee, he had to make sure he was drinking the coffee correctly.
Right.
Holding the mug correctly. And, that was the biggest reason why Mario was not in Wreck-It Ralph. Because they said it would have been, at that point it had been too much. But I think they said since the movie came out now, like, Nintendo's a little more willing to, because they said, I think Wreck-It Ralph 2, they said Mario will be in it.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's for the same thing with Sonic. We'll have more of a actual role opposed to just being sign.
More for you,
And
more
you guys got to
fans.
remember though. You guys got to remember though. In 1990, what was it? 1 or 2 or 3 or 4? I don't know. Whenever the hell the fucking Super Mario movie came out, they were relatively hands off in terms of that, and we all saw what it
Didn't serve
became.
them well, yeah.
So they, I think that is kind of the thing that was the catalyst that made them very protective of their,
We talked about
franchises
it,
and whatnot.
about the live-action Legend of Zelda series, right?
Yeah, we did talk
How
about that.
it'd be the first time you'd given these characters a true voice.
Right.
Watch Link still be a mute.
Yeah.
I'd almost
Dialogue
be okay
boxes
with that,
pop up.
honestly.
Honestly, I mean, this is going to sound weird, but I kind of want. Follow me on this one.
Yeah.
How about we just talk about the Hyrule world, but not Link?
Right.
Well, that's the problem is apparently they already have Link cast, so.
Well, they shouldn't. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like,
Yeah.
don't worry about Link, just worry about the world, and
or
that is
even-
Hyrule.
Or even just like hint at that's Link, but nothing. He's not the hero of time.
Just kind of
yet.
do it.
No,
just,
you never see Link. I mean, you see
Or-
Link like in a silhouette or something like that. It's kind of like freaking Nightwing in Justice League. You saw him, you know it's Nightwing, but you never see him.
Right. So
You
you're
know?
talking more of like just kind of do a show that's based on the lore of Hyrule, but not
Yeah,
not
and lead up.
necessarily
It's
an
kind of like
So,
leading
adaptation
into
of the.
when we need the
As
hero.
all of Ganon's chaotic bullshit's going on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
even have it where
Watching
before
more.
he was just like before he went crazy.
So while he's
I mean,
still
what it comes down to
King of
is
Thieves.
Zelda.
Yeah.
Link is just Zelda's pawn. I mean, that's all he's ever been.
Yeah, pretty much. And get
But
down
you know,
I mean,
I think you
he's
could do like a.
powerful ruler with a pawn.
You
So
could do it.
essentially, you're saying so what you're saying is Link is a slave to the matriarchy.
he's a white knight.
Yeah.
Actually, he's a Green Knight. Thank you very much.
But I was thinking you can do an entire like eight episode series or something, just kind of dealing with the events leading up to one of the games, and then have like the final episode in the last 5 minutes, Link shows up. You know, like doesn't have to say anything, just kind of leads into, you know, you provide a little bit of backstory and build up.
show the boots, show the shield, show the sword, and then
Right. Yeah, exactly.
fade to black.
Just
Yeah.
like
like it's panning up to show his face and then cut.
right,
Yeah.
right.
It's like
Exactly. And there you go. You've solved the issue of Link.
Or
you know,
maybe
having
even you just kind of show his hand. And
That's what I'm saying. Show him with the shield and the master
Yep.
sword.
and then
And
or
as it's panning up to his face, cut to black.
or alternatively, you can have an entire series
right
based on
before
Link
you
going.
cut the black- Right
That'd
before
be-
you cut the black, you need
Yeah.
one more thing. Excuse me, princess.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh,
God.
jeez. Yeah.
No, never again.
Yeah.
Never again.
I want to go bomb some the dongos.
Yeah. I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos.
I'm
Look,
gonna
okay,
bomb
look.
my dong. What?
Look, this came out when I was a youngin', right?
Yeah.
I remember this stuff. It was terrible then.
Yeah.
It was. I agree
There is like no rose-colored glasses. There's nothing you could put on this. It was bad then. It is bad now.
I only watched 2 episodes and then got bored.
Yeah, John
it's-
Apocalypse pointed out that in the Zelda manga, Link does talk.
Yeah, he does, and it's
Well,
not
that's
bad.
because it's fucking manga.
Yeah, it's print though, so you can kind of.
You can get
But-
away with a little bit.
And he was talking about Imagi, the studio that made the 2007 TMNT. They
Mhm.
did a concept video for a Zelda thing that was actually kind of cool. Yeah, I suggest you Google it.
You always
I think
go Google it. You just can't go find it for us,
Google
can you?
yourself.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I
let's
can find
go
it for
get
you
links.
guys, but I'm not gonna. I can't put links in the chat. So
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you could give it to me so I can put it in the this box at the bottom of the video called the description.
yeah, you know what? Go
Fuck
watch that
description.
other thing
I have
instead of
money.
this show.
Actually,
Everybody,
Go
stop what you're doing. Go watch that, and then come back here.
Yeah, we'll give you a minute or two, and we'll wait.
Yeah, I'll pull socks. Hold on a second.
we'll just wave our dicks
No,
at
no.
trains.
I'll get some links for the shit so you can put it in the description at the end of the show, and
Yeah,
folks
so
can.
whenever people are watching,
check it out if they want
pause
to.
real fast, go read it, and we can pull
They
those
can
socks.
use their
And,
friends
all right, you
behind.
back? Okay, let's go.
Yeah,
Because if their friends don't watch, they're no friends of mine.
yeah.
yeah. I don't even know what's going on anymore. What are
I
we
think
doing?
she's quoting the safety dance.
What are you doing? Who are you people? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Socks, what's going on?
So we've got some topics here.
Alright, so we got through the Resident Evil thing, and somehow we managed to work our way all the way to Nintendo.
Yeah.
No.
But
Resident
basically,
Evil, right,
Capcom should definitely consider compensating their fans, or at least giving folks who bought the game the freebie. You know, like
How about this? Just give us a remake, and
right.
we'll call it good.
Yeah. But I really do think that the best way to deal with this would be, okay, here's the raid mode. You know.
Oh, I got a way they can help us. Port Zero.
Yeah. I wouldn't
us-
mind playing that again.
Yeah, I mean,
Veronica X.
Zero, the redheaded stepchild of the Resident Evil universe.
Yeah. Right.
Veronica X already been ported.
What's
I
that?
think Veronica X got ported, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, Zero never got ported to anything but GameCube, if I remember correctly.
That
I
was
don't think it even got a Wii U release. I mean, a Wii release. God,
Yeah.
fuck you,
Nope.
Nintendo, with your stupid naming of consoles. Jesus Christ. It
It
was so easy back in the day. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, And then you had to go and screw
Yeah,
it up.
excuse me,
No
sir.
64. Oh,
No,
and
there was the Nintendo
Thank you.
Entertainment System.
Yeah.
You know what? Screw off.
Yeah.
And how many people call it the Nintendo Entertainment Center system?
Dude, my opinion, just for the record,
I called it
record.
the NES.
my grandparents still
Yeah,
refer
I just called it the Nintendo.
console I've ever owned as a Nintendo.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say back then it was pretty common. You want to come over and play Nintendo, and the motherfucker's got a Genesis.
Yeah, like I swear to God, like I
Just like every disc-based system ever since then has been the PlayStation.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, this oh my God, this will ring true for you, man. All right, I was spending a week at my grandparents' house. My parents went on vacation. I took my PS2 over there, and my grandparents referred to it as the Nintendo.
Are you playing Nintendo there, son?
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even want to correct them on this because they're just not going to understand.
They're just old and cute, and you just kind of go, yeah, playing Nintendo.
Aw.
Like,
Is that
yes.
the Marios? As you're playing God of War. Yeah, he's bloody and violent now, Grandma. Oh, those games. They're just so bad for you. I don't know why your grandma's Jewish.
All grandmas are Jewish, didn't you know?
Apparently, you think
Right.
you think I'm Adam Sandler.
When you reach the age of 63, you reach retirement age and you become a Jew, an old Jew.
Oh my goodness! Look at you and your fat little cheeks. You're just sugar. It's just so beautiful.
Aren't you so cute? Oh, you got me so verklempt. Let's have a bagel with some smear.
Is there anyone else with a word of how
Does
well?
anyone want a bagel?
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
I got some gefilte fish and some latkes.
Dude, I watched 22 Jump Street last night. I'm Jeff.
Oh, dude. Did you hear the concept for the 23 Jump Street?
No.
It's a reboot of Men in Black.
Oh, no.
God.
Yeah, that's their concept.
No.
They have
No.
those guys join the Men in Black.
No. No.
Uh,
No.
Just an idea, though. Whether or not that's going to come to a fruition is anybody's guess. Yeah, yeah.
No.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic.
But wait. Before you do, though, I love how they go across the street from 21 Jump Street to 22, and then right next to 21's
Yeah,
23
this is
coming
like
soon.
It's like we're probably in a whole new church next year. No,
Yeah.
that's too much of a coincidence.
Coming soon, 23 Jump Street. Anyway, let's go. Let's do this
So
thing.
we got Fable Legends, Arkham Knight, GTA 5.
Let's go with
Microsoft
Fable Legends.
E3.
This is at
You
the
wanna
top
go
of the
with
list.
Fable Legends? All right.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about crap games.
It's a free-to-play game. This time, no promises have been made.
I want to talk about good stuff.
Yeah.
I liked 4v1 and stand, so
Yeah, that's the concept where like one player's the evil douchebag and the other players are the non-evil douchebags.
Yeah. Everyone's still
Yeah.
faggots, though, so it's all good.
Yeah. Are they unbearable? And are they coming to snatch you? Yeah.
Actually, I'll probably try this
hide
game
your
now.
kids, hide your way.
Because
What's that?
The whole big thing on this article is the game will be free to play,
Yeah.
and they're taking inspiration from Riot,
Huh.
from League of Legends, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
League of
I know what that
Fable.
means. I know exactly what that means. Hey, here's the game. We're going to rotate shit around,
Yep.
and here's some skins, and you're going to pay out the nose for them because you're all idiots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. What they're gonna do is like you're gonna have access to 4 separate heroes every month, and whenever that character leaves rotation, it won't come back into rotation until the next year.
But you can always purchase that character
Yeah.
I'm here forever. Yep.
For a nominal fee.
for a nominal fee.
Actually, well, here's the thing, though.
$5.99.
They say you can purchase it 2 ways, either real life cash or in-game currency. So
Huh.
$5.99.99.
Yeah.
You know, if there's
$199 US.
if there is an in-game currency way to purchase these heroes, I don't really have an issue with it.
Sure.
oh,
Like-
neither
I
do
mean, eh.
Yeah, it's the games that kind of set up their economy in a way that like your in-game purchases are almost impossible from like an in-game currency standpoint. I mean,
And that's what
Yeah.
worries
Those are the
me
ones I
about
take
it.
issue with. Yeah.
And that's what worries me about it. Is as long as
Yeah.
it's like actually an obtainable thing, then that's fine. But if you're
Right.
telling me I have to play for a full year, and then once that character comes back onto the rotation, I can not now have enough to afford it.
Right. Yeah. And we'll see how that plays out, and I'm sure you'll snag it and give us
Well,
your
if it,
impressions.
and since it's free to play, I definitely will. And I was actually curious
Yeah.
on that too. There's free to play to them. Is it gonna be you still pay $60 for the title, or is it strictly straight up? Here's the
No, it's
game.
legit free to play. It's you.
No, yeah. They
Oh,
don't
awesome.
call those games free to play. Those you buy the box, so
Right.
it's you buy it and there's no sub fee. Like Guild Wars 2 and I don't know, some other game that isn't Guild Wars
Yeah.
2, but yeah.
The only thing with Guild Wars
Yeah.
2 you buy extra is like what extra slots for characters.
Yeah, well, yeah. The thing with Guild Wars 2 is they had their own in-game currency purchasable with real money, right?
Mhm.
So you'd buy like gems, right? But you could also buy the gems off the currency exchange, the
Mhm.
CX, with in-game currency. So people could sell their gems for gold.
hmm
But yeah, so it was
So it's totally
anyway.
doable
Yeah.
within the framework of the
Yeah.
game without having to spend
Mhm.
cash. Cool. Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Like my mom's like really into those Facebook puzzle games, right? And she
That
found
poor,
one.
poor woman.
Well, she found one that is totally doable with having to pay a cent. You can if you'd like, but you don't have to. And in fact, she's got it figured out where she's got like 56 hours of free life and shit. So like, she's never had to pay a dime. And then there are other games where they set up the in-game economy in such a way where if you really want to make it anywhere, if you want to play more than once a week, you really have to spend cash. Those are the games I can't get behind. So we'll see if Fable Legends turns out to be one of those or one of the latter. I think at this point, though, they would be wise to kind of like, balance the in-game economy in a way that, definitely makes it, doable because Fable's one of those games where it's, folks love this series, but at the same time, they've weathered a lot of bullshit,
I was gonna say, as far as I'm concerned, I loved that series.
Yeah, right.
They've not been kind to me.
Right. Yeah, and it's good that Molyneux has been relatively silent, and
Well, he's not with them anymore.
he's not. Oh yeah, that's
No.
right. He left a long time ago, didn't he?
Yep.
That would explain it because I'm sure if he was still there, he'd be like, "This game will change your sex and give you
Yeah.
money."
This game is SJW, the video game.
Oh shit. Oh
I
yeah,
went there.
you did. Oh snap. What else we got? Batman Arkham Knight being rated M. It's because of that Harley Quinn lap dance scene where she ends up on the floor giving birth to a Joker baby. I know it.
Yeah,
That's-
it's that totally unreleased scene we haven't seen or know anything about yet.
Oh no, I'm pretty information that no one else is. My dad works at Nintendo.
What?
There's that.
His
that's
uncle
like-
is Gabe, and his dad works at Nintendo.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I know everything.
he is like him and Reggie are. No, his dad is Reggie. Your
Yeah.
dad
I was
is
gonna
Reggie.
say, yeah, you're right.
My daddy is Reggie.
Yeah. Does he? I want to ask you, Daryl. Does Reggie like, when he tucks you in at night when you think he's left, he's just there staring at you like
Yeah, he does, man.
for hours on end.
And
You're
right
like-
then, like right before he leaves for work in the morning, he just looks at you and says, "My body is ready."
Yeah.
and see, for years you were like, what does that even mean?
And he's like, I'm like, Dad, I'm joining the military. And then he's like, is your body ready, son? Yes, Dad, my body is ready. But no, I have none of the material we've seen on Arkham Knight so far really suggests, why it would be M-rated, so it's kind of hard to talk about this
even
subject.
Rocksteady themselves, if you read this article, even they say that they're surprised by the M-rated rating. That they wrote the story without the M rating, and
Right.
without the rating even in mind, and they just wanted to tell the story. So
Right. Yeah,
I give them
And
credit
they
for
said
saying
that,
they're not going to change anything, though.
yeah, exactly.
Good.
That's-
They said that
yeah.
they're not changing anything.
Good.
This is it. Like this is the story they want to tell. They're not changing anything. They don't
And
want to change it to, reach a wider audience or anything like that.
well, let's be real here for a moment. We live in a world where fucking parents will go into the store and buy their, 7-year-old kid a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5. So,
Yeah, as soon as
as
the
far
kid
as
says, "Hey, can you get me Batman?"
yeah, yeah, I mean, it's not going to limit their market, and I think they realize that.
Boy, did I ever tell you? I mean, I hate to go on. I got to go on a
No,
quick tangent.
go
on this.
ahead.
Did I ever tell you about the grandma who brought her 10-year-old kid, grandson in one day? He wanted to buy Grand Theft Auto.
This is when you were working at GameStop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
No.
absolutely the greatest day of my entire life.
What happened?
Destroyed a child.
Because said that he wanted Grand Theft Auto, and she said, "Look, go ahead and get it." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "Ma'am," and she said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "Are you aware of that it's an M-rated?" Well, he's played them games before, and I said, "Okay." And I said, "But let me show you." And I showed her, how all the
Yeah,
ratings have a
the
description of what it is,
Yeah.
and she looked at that. Those eyes got wide. Okay, and I'm not being racist here, but this was a black grandma.
Yeah. And she was like, "Oh hell
His
no!"
eyes got wide. She looked at that boy and she said, "You must be out your goddamn mind,"
Oh shit!
and smacked him right upside his head. It was great. And she said, "You know that and do that to me. I ain't gonna buy you that crazy stuff." And she said, "Thank you, sir." And then she go the whole time like just beating him the whole way.
Yeah.
Not beating,
She's like,
but,
so he
like-
comes back with a copy of Elmo's Letter of Adventure, and she's all, "Now that's it."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh shit!
I want to let me preface this to anybody who listens later. She didn't actually beat him. It was a
Yeah.
grandma, meaning
Yeah,
she gave
yeah.
him a whooping.
Trying to pull one over on her. I'm sure she didn't take that.
But no, I mean, the look on her face was just about like if I had a camera, that would have been. I could have marketed that.
Right.
You could have
So-
dubstep the shit out of that.
Anybody else got anything to say about Arkham? Because
Well,
It needs to come out already.
yeah, but
yeah,
my thing is, like I said, I'm proud of. Yeah, it's still Rocksteady doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
This one's the last one.
Yeah.
I'm proud of Rocksteady for standing up and not saying saying we're not going to change it. We'll just have to live with the rating kind of
it's
thing.
funny. You look
And
at Rocksteady's history; they've made some really shitty games.
yeah,
Yeah, but all the Batman games are
Yeah.
rock solid, man.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
Origins.
But no, I do-
Favorite genre?
I'm with you, Wayne, in the sense that it's good to see that they're standing their ground and they're telling the story they want to tell rather than bowing to pressure and whatnot.
yeah.
That's something I like to see more developers do, because once you start compromising your vision, then it's
Yeah.
what's the point? So I guess GTA 5 next,
Yeah,
right?
we can move on.
Alright.
Where is it? There we go.
I don't care enough to open this link, and also it's IGN, and they, even though I
Yeah,
fucking
videos.
yeah, I disabled the autoplay, and it's still fucking it's yeah.
It's ridiculous.
IGN, they still get you.
Oh yeah.
But
Shit.
the GTA thing, look, anybody who listens to this now or later on, do you want a good game?
Right.
And that's I preface this by saying, if you want a good game, let Rockstar make the game they need to make.
Yeah,
What was it that Miyamoto said?
Yeah, I think it was Miyamoto. He said a good or a flawed game is bad forever.
No, he said something like a delayed game is
A delayed game can be eventually be good. A rush game never can be.
yeah, a rush game is bad forever or something like that.
Yeah. Rush game is bad forever.
Something like that. We're paraphrasing here.
You're paraphrasing, but the intention is correct.
Right. Now
Look,
the only
the
game
port-
in the history.
I'm going to give everybody an example. The port for GTA 4 originally was terrible
Yeah.
for PC. It was garbage. It took a lot of patches and other things to get that thing right.
Right.
So, of course, they're going to take their time and try to get this one correct. Also,
Right.
I think the biggest thing is they're trying to. My feeling is they're going to release Online Heist simultaneously across all platforms.
That's what it's looking like. Yeah.
They're going to get it as soon as it comes out because online heists are going to come in March for consoles. So,
Oh, gotcha.
but hey, we got a beta tester for you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
The only game
my thing is like, yeah, you go ahead and beta test it, and then we'll get when it's good.
Yeah, Because let's
Yeah,
be
yeah.
honest, like, okay, you got another month after the online heist come out. There's not gonna be that many changes, but I guarantee you it'll be already be on the online whenever it comes to PC. So,
Yeah, console players have been waiting for the heist for how long now?
oh my God, a full fucking year now. Actually, no, a full 2 years.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh no, sorry. It came
what?
out.
When did the PS3 version come out? PS3 and Xbox
Yeah.
360.
There's
It's
September.
been over a
shit, I
year.
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well over a
year
year.
now. And it's one of them things where they've been promising this shit for fucking ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I have
Well,
friends who are like, "Oh yeah, I don't even fucking care anymore."
right. Yeah. I mean, it
Yeah,
looks
I mean,
cool.
like they say online, I'll be honest. You say March. I think it's coming out in April. I think it's gonna be a simultaneous. I don't. Uh,
You think they'll push it back one more month?
I think they'll push it back and release everything simultaneously. I
It's
really
possible.
do. Which is fine.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, dude. Like I just said, dude, how long has console players already waited for this shit? They can wait
Yeah.
another month.
They can wait another month. It's kind of
Are
like
we talking? Sorry, are we talking about Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fun times.
Mhm.
Excellent. I have a lot of annoyance.
I've already like owned that game on the 360, PS4, and the Xbox One, and
Why
I'm going
would
to
you?
buy it again for the
What?
PC.
Why would you buy it
That many
on?
times
No. Why would you buy it on Xbox One and PS4? I don't under.
because
It-
Daryl has a PS4. I have
Yeah.
friends who have Xbox One.
Well, then why didn't you get it for the PS4 in the first place? You knew Daryl had a PS4.
I have other friends who have the Xbox One.
Those friends don't count.
Yeah,
Those,
yeah.
those friends don't host a podcast with you, good sir.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I didn't know most days. I just sit here and go, yep, and then I weigh my dick trains.
I gotta agree with him because if not, I'm not gonna be on next week's episode, right?
What's that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, yeah, exactly. But yeah, Socks, what's your annoyances with PC versions? And
Oh, okay. This is fun, right? So, hold on a second here. My house gets noisy.
trust me, you want to stay out of her way when her house gets noisy. I've been there. It's not good. Like, oof.
Carry on for a minute while I go deal with this.
Okay. Everybody, get out of the way.
Well, I can sing a song.
Sing a song,
Sing
yes.
a song. Of sixpence.
You're waving your dick at trains. You're waving your dick at trains.
Oh yeah. Hey Wayne, did you
One
hear?
minute in the head and you lose your brain.
Waving
that
Your
model-
Dick
that
Trains is
model
coming out
comes
on
with GTA 5.
8-track and vinyl this summer.
Yeah, Daryl, make sure you keep an eye out for the mod for the PC version of GTA 5 where you can wave your dick at trains.
Yeah.
Somebody will make it just because.
I hope somebody does at this point.
We gave
I
somebody the
remember
idea for
a-
that. Just
I
give
remember
us
a-
a special mention on the Nexus mod page because that's where I assume it'll end up at.
What were you saying, Wayne?
I was gonna say I remember like some mods for like GTA 4 where it's like they were reskinning everything with like a fucking
Yeah.
like at one point you had the entire WWE roster just going through a city killing everybody.
Well,
So
I
we're
also remember
like the
you had Peabody and I can't remember the other one.
Mr. Sherman?
The characters from
Sherman and
Portal
Mr.
2.
Peabody?
The characters from Portal 2. Yeah,
Oh,
portable guns.
the
Yeah.
robots, the robots,
Robots?
yeah, the robots.
Oh, robot?
And I know I've seen one with the Hulk. That was a good one. That was,
Yeah.
The only problem is, I mean, and of course, it's just because of the limitation of the engine. But the Hulk could super jump and stuff, but he didn't have the weight when he landed, so it was no like
Yeah.
craters and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but that's a you kind of give to have something cool with a mod,
I
and that's
thought
what's
it
cool.
was kinda cool that with the Iron Man mod, he actually flew like Iron Man in the movies.
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
the using his hands to stabilize and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he actually would he wasn't like dead on steady like a rocket. Like he had a little bit of shake to it and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Wayne.
Yes.
Did you hear that Anthony Mackie's in Avengers 2?
Oh really?
Yeah. It's on the poster, so it kind of outed him. I guess he's in some
Oh,
capacity.
The Vision is in it too.
Yeah. Well, no. The Falcon from Captain America 2, he's in it. So
I know the Vision is as well. The new poster,
Yeah.
it shows the Vision up in the. He's kind of being like blotted out by the sun a little bit, but you can see him up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
the rumors now is like the final scene. I say final scene, but the credit scene is going to be
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Because I guess Raimi, or not Raimi, but Danny
Sony.
Elfman's got a music credit in this flick, and he did the music for Raimi's Spider-Man movies.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
so that's where that rumor came from. So
So you guys think it's going to be like Spider-Man watching all this shit go down? If so,
Yeah.
where in the hell was he during Avengers 1 whenever his city...
Or no, check it out. What it'll be is the stinger will be him, at the fucking science fair or whatever, and getting bit by the spider.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
he won't be Spider-Man yet. I don't
yeah,
think.
if he already was, where the hell was he during Avengers 1?
Right. That's what people were saying. Like,
Well, I was in a different movie, and
I was in a different, working at a different studio at the time.
Bullshit, and yeah.
I'm actually really excited to see what they do with him. But there's this rumor going around that they might go with Miles Morales, and
Yeah.
would be a good
Oh
idea.
my god, that's awesome.
all rumor. I mean,
Yeah.
let's not go too far because I
Well, that's
don't
why I said it's a rumor.
I don't see it happening because honestly, Miles Morales is not that popular.
Right. Well,
yeah.
actually,
Well-known,
he
too.
surprisingly he's popular enough in the sense that like once people actually read his book, they realized it wasn't too bad. But
it gets
yeah,
it gets down to the thing like
he's not Spider-Man.
Jeff Johns. I'm going to kick him in the nuts. Because
Yeah.
quit changing characters. Okay, he's you can say he took over the mantle and stuff because Peter Parker was dead, even though they brought him back to life. Even though
I know.
Ultimate Universe, death was supposed to be permanent, but
Gwen and Peter came back to life.
yeah. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what will happen with
But no, I think Peter Parker. So
if they pick Miles, I think it'll be cool, but I don't think that again,
Well-
not enough people know who Miles is.
right. And see, I could see him doing it in the sense that like the Marvel Cinematic Universe does kind of tend to skew a little more towards the Ultimate Universe in terms of like design and whatnot, but I think they'd be shooting themselves in the foot there. They've got the opportunity
I
to do
wonder
a
how
proper
many
Spider-Man.
fucking pissed off people there would be going, "You can't have Spider-Man be black." Really now?
You can't.
well,
Yeah, right. Yeah, go read a comic, motherfucker.
mhm.
But no, I do think they're gonna go with Peter Parker. So
Anytime there's a rumor, I mean, this rumor comes up almost all the time.
yeah,
Whenever you have like two different versions of a character, there's always that. Well, maybe they'll do this, and then that
right.
that maybe will become. I heard that the studio might be doing this, and blah 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 blah.
Well,
I'm
and
like,
people are also pointing back to what Garfield said after Andrew Garfield, what he said after or before the Amazing Spider-Man came out about like making a gay Spider-Man or a black Spider-Man. Like it was just stuff he said he'd like to see, and I think people have taken that, even though it's a quote that's totally unrelated to this, they've kind of latched onto it and as proof that maybe they're going to do that, but I don't think they are.
Okay.
We might see a young Peter Parker. But,
I want a midget luchador Spider-Man.
yeah.
Yes.
Wee Man. This summer, Wee Man as Spider-Man.
yes, but we want now. I want to hear Sox talk about the Grand Theft Autos.
Yeah, if she's ready, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, family, and it's a Sunday morning, so yeah, ethnics,
Not a problem.
whatever. Anyway, so right, here we go. Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, here's what kills me in the face. Ever since Grand Theft Auto 4, people have been asking why not do a simultaneous release on PC with the with console. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh no, we can't. It's too many porting. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. And then they came out and said they were literally afraid of pirates ruining the sales of their games. Which is why there's like that 2-year fucking gap between, the console version and the PC version. Now, these people, they've had 2 years, right, to do this.
Mm-hmm.
2 years. Like, at first I'm told November of last year, right? That was the first rumored release date. Then it was, like, confirmed-ish for, like, January. And then, like, no, JK is March.
And then we're like, okay, yeah, okay, fine, March. I can wait till March. And like today here in Australia, it's March fucking 1st, and I'm getting till April. I'm like,
Sox
Yeah.
isn't having any of it.
No, I'm not. And look, I'm fine with delays if it means the product isn't Assassin's Creed Unity.
Right.
But at the same time, it's frustrating because they've had all of this prep time and that obnoxious paranoia about pirating. It's like they want to try and milk as many sales as possible out of the console version and then do the exact same thing with the PC version.
Right.
You know, so they have the boon of a second launch.
How much do you know about the online Sox?
How much do I know about the online and the WW websites?
Do you web as an
Are you
internet?
aware
Do-
of the cash cards that you buy?
Cash cards?
Yeah.
On GTA 5?
Yeah, to
Oh,
obtain currency in that
GTA 5.
game, it's a goddamn
No.
pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
have-
a million
I've not-
times easier to just drop $100 on like $8 million in that for in-game currency, which is ridiculous, but that's just the fucking way of things right now. And I've had this feeling for a long time that when the PC game comes out, you're gonna have mods out within months of just workarounds around.
Not
that
even
mod.
months, dude. A week at
Yeah.
most.
Just workarounds around that her in-game currency thing, and that's just gonna piss Rockstar the fuck off,
Yeah.
which annoys the hell out of me.
Well, here's the thing that I think.
Cool with the modding community
Yeah.
around the Grand Theft Auto series.
Yeah.
So now,
But
all
here's
of a
the thing
sudden
I
this game's
think.
going to come out, and they're going to have bad will towards their modding community.
I don't know.
I really don't think that's going to be a problem because
No.
the reason why is like the consoles got their shit got broke too, and they didn't need
Yeah,
mods.
dude. Right.
And
right.
They just call them glitches.
well, yeah,
It's
but
like
still,
if you roll
I mean,
your PS4 version back right now to its original state, you can rack up points on a broken ass fucking stock market system. Like,
yeah,
so,
I mean,
yeah.
like what was it? I know because I saw it happen live. I was watching a stream when it happened. It's like there was a helicopter that wasn't supposed to be available for like another 2 months, but it was in the
wow.
game, and all you had to do was like go to the URL in the on the phone app in the game,
Yeah.
and just change it like from like 23 to 24, and then there was the helicopter, and you could buy it,
Wow.
and you had the helicopter. So,
Yeah.
so it's really, I mean, if anybody's to blame, it's Rockstar for being stupid.
Right. And to piggyback on what Sox was saying, though, like it seems like the delay, like you said, was kind of to capitalize on the fervor, to get those
Yeah.
console sales racked up, and then capitalize on the fervor of the repeatedly delayed PC version, which it seems like if they're so scared of their PC market, why even release product in that marketplace in the first place?
It's
'Cause it's
Because there's a lot of fucking money there.
Exactly.
think
Well,
that-
and that's exactly the point. There is a lot of money there, so them
don't-
pretending like they're like allergic to the market is hard because
I don't-
like
No,
I don't
really
think they're scared. I think
If
they're
there wasn't money
With
there,
that
I wouldn't
logic.
take the risk of people pirating.
right.
If people were pirating so badly that their previous titles weren't making money, then they wouldn't even bother to PC port.
That's exactly
okay,
my
look.
point. That's what I was kind of getting at in the sense is that like
I don't
It-
think that like I don't think
piracy isn't as big a deal as I think they say.
I don't think it's a fear of the market though. I think it's gun shy of the market.
But look,
And-
all right, with that whole thinking, right? With the whole this game's gonna have multiple release dates, it already has. They
Yeah.
had the 360 and PS3 release date. They had the Xbox One and PS4
Well,
release.
Yeah.
Now they're
And also, let's be honest, none of the except for the later ports, the PS4 and Xbox One version and train.
Shit, here comes a train again.
But I have never known a GTA release not to be delayed on any console.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean they always get delayed. I don't care which version it is. I mean I know that the F5 got delayed on 360 and PS3.
Come out, and I think in June of last year, not last year, but June. And
Yeah.
They got pushed back
Of
to
2013, yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
it's yeah. I mean it's never like people say, well this is unacceptable. Well, man, it sucks. I'm gonna call it unacceptable. It sucks, but and also they know that the PC market is super discernible. You know,
Mhm.
so they know that these people, these people are going to tear this game apart, and it's like, well, it's not running at 60 frames per second at this point and this time when there's 130,000 freaking things on the screen, so it's a bad port.
Right. Yeah. But no, I kind of understand where Socks is
Oh,
coming from.
but I do have to ask Socks. You're going to get it, yeah?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I have it. I have it on
Yeah.
the PS3, right?
Mhm.
I got that from my brothers,
Mhm.
but I haven't really played too much of it because I want to play it on my PC.
So when it
Yeah.
comes out, we gang war now.
We gang war.
Oh,
Okay.
dude, I got a song for you, I got a song for you, Socks.
It's probably ICP. Watch out.
Uh-oh. Please no.
Pretty soon you'll look just like Ronald McDonald from Japan, the female.
Please no.
Socks is like, oh fuck, that's right, this fucking kid.
I know, right? Fucking Juggalo. Jesus Christ.
He's like, I thought he was cool, and then I found he was a juggalo. Damn it.
I thought it was hilarious. I actually had to show her my tattoo the one episode. It was
I know,
funny.
right? Yeah. I go, you are not a Juggalo. He goes, no, for real. And then he showed me, and I'm like, what?
She just starts laughing.
And yet she came back to your show anyway, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause he's alright. I mean, he's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't know how magnets work, but
Yeah.
besides that, he's all right.
Hey, fuck you. I googled it.
He Googled it. Still doesn't understand, but he's got a Google link he can point to when people.
It's like, I don't know what this means, but here.
Yeah.
Fucking rock magic.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Magnets.
Yeah.
Actually, this is hilarious. Hold on. I found this
Oh, shit.
website for just humor purposes, and it's hilarious.
Oh, god damn it.
I found a
Really?
website. Somebody gave me a website that that
YouTube
cries your
link I gave
IP.
you?
Yeah, it cries your IP. It reads your IP while it's crying at you, and it's hilarious.
Wait.
How magnets
Were
work.
you goddamn it at the YouTube link I posted?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Well, holy shit, these clowns from Japan. What the are these Ronald McDonald? Those are not Ronalds.
God damn it, Bobby.
I'm pretty sure those are not Ronalds.
There you go. That's whenever we play Grand Theft Auto.
Tag 'em.
Oh my god.
But you're juggalos,
They're
right?
looking in my soul.
Don't they have like
They do have straight up fucking ICP, ABK, and Twisted Face Paint in the game. It's great.
Oh yeah, and somebody's trying to get they're trying to petition Rockstar to put the acid rain mask in the
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
Acid Rain.
Yeah,
What's
look
this
at the
Acid
link I
Rain?
posted underneath the
Acid
video.
Rain.
Law and Order.
That Law
Yeah.
and Order SVU episode. That
Okay,
was
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
got you.
that was the
Look at the,
mask.
Look
Yeah.
at the link
Jesus.
I posted underneath
Oh
the
my God.
YouTube video.
Mhm.
Just read
I
it.
can't. I can't even.
You broke Daryl.
Yeah. Well, it's
The
my
name of the
computer.
website is legitimately called HowMagnetsWork.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
I made especially for Juggalos.
Yeah.
I'm totally surprised because I read it and I'm like, at the end, I was really like wanting to see somebody just be like, "There, now you know, you fucking juggalo."
These are
But
just some basic.
But here's a question: how effective is it because it's not MySpace? Can Juggalos get off MySpace?
MySpace is
Hey, I'm Facebook. All right.
Oh shit! They moved up.
yeah. Moving on up.
I Facebook and Twitter. Okay?
Oh shit.
I'm
And
sorry.
And I YouTube.
Hey, Juggalos! Welcome to 2008.
I YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook relatively decent.
Wait, people still Facebook?
Yeah. Apparently.
I thought Twitter was the new MySpace.
What?
It is. It's gonna die soon.
God damn it. I'm drinking coffee. I'm getting there. All right, and I'm almost here.
I
I'm
know we're all
almost
dragging
here.
it.
Alright, so we got through the first 3 topics. Well, actually, no, we got through that one too. So we got through 4 topics.
Yep. Now we got the Microsoft
That's a long
E3.
something animation for socks.
Hmm?
Eh?
You
Good.
said you're almost here. It's just long something animation, that's all.
Yeah.
Gotta show her drinking her coffee, gotta show her getting out of bed, summoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, whatever you
Sorry,
do, don't let Socks recommend anime to you.
Why?
I like your anime suggestions.
No, it's good. It's just your brain might melt. I'm just gonna.
No.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know now.
I like frame melting.
I
Like-
told Optimus to go and watch Nichijou, right?
Yes, that's an excellent show.
And, okay, but I linked him 2 scenes. Okay,
Yeah.
one was
Did you
Neo trying to bribe the police officer, and
Yeah.
the other one was Yuko going to get a cup of coffee.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Those are my 2 like fantastic examples of the quality and caliber of the voice work, animation, and
Yeah.
humor in the show.
You should
Because
have
those
looked
scenes,
to the deer fight.
the deer fight's really good too.
Yeah.
But I
Especially
think
her reaction
There's
to
a
it.
lot of
I
really
know.
crazy American shows. They're just fucking nuts.
But I
it's
love
true,
it.
man. Like I don't understand like the Duck Dynasty and the and the
Okay,
toddlers and the
That's okay,
tiaras.
'cause we don't
I can
understand.
explain this. I can explain the Duck Dynasty. Okay, here's what happens when you get a bunch of rednecks together who've made a lot of money already.
So it's Deliverance.
Yeah, no, it's not Deliverance. They don't sleep with their own cousins.
You gotta squeal like a pig, boy.
It is a
Deliverance
perfect
is about
example.
sleeping with strangers.
It does give a perfect example. If you have a beard, you get hot women
Oh shit! Why am I not getting all the hot women?
because you're not a duck hunter or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
You need to know how to get the ducksy.
I'm allergic to sun.
So,
That's
go to where hot women congregate with a duck call.
and also
it's screw shaped. My
and
penis is screw
always
shaped.
wear camo. You have to wear camo.
Yeah.
That's-
So I gotta wear camo and I gotta stand in the middle of the mall going Affleck, Affleck.
I had a sad realization a few moments ago. Socks will never add me on Steam or Skype.
What?
She's like, I gotta deal with this fucking juggle in enough places. I don't need him around.
Don't put her on the spot, man.
Aw.
Well,
No, I'll do a thing. You can add me whatever. I just don't talk to anyone. Like unless they talk to like I will never message anyone unless like it's related to something. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I don't just go, oh hey, I want to talk to Optimus and then message him.
yeah.
I go, hey Optimus, do you know XYZ? And then he'll be like, yeah, I know this, and then I don't talk to him for like 4 days.
I just want to check in with you.
He's my fucking, we're fucking co-hosts on the same podcast, but we barely talk to each other.
Yeah.
That's a dynamic Ryan I have got going now.
It works surprisingly well. I mean,
I mean, I think this is why you don't see me in any of like the E-drama bullshit is because I don't talk to anyone and I tell everyone to fuck off.
yeah.
So, yeah.
But you are
And,
going
It's quiet, we're breaking the
I'm
illusion.
really good about avoiding e-drama bullshit.
But you-
I just
quiet,
don't
we're
read my
breaking the
Twitter
illusion.
feed.
I'm
That's a
also
good one.
irrelevant and I do nothing.
Hey, but you will join us for some Sanic, right?
What?
Sanic. Sanic.
Oh yeah. Some static. Can we play
Sanic.
some Dank Hang afterwards?
Oh,
Yeah,
Holy shit,
we got some
maybe
racing.
round out the night with some Zildo.
Dildo?
Wait, isn't that the Zelda dildo?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say it's
the misadventures of Zildo and
the Epona themed dildo.
That reminds me of an old.
I can't wait to
Flash
jerk off
animation.
at Dodongo. No, what?
Oh, what?
Well, we're talking dragon dildos and shit. I don't know what
Well,
we're
no,
talking about.
Zelda. Thinking about Zelda and dildos and shit like that. There's this old Flash animation,
Yeah.
which basically explains why Zelda never does anything with Link. It's because she's gay, and the Triforce is a gay pride symbol.
Well, I mean, I just thought she
Completely
just like.
unrelated.
Well,
Go
you
on.
know, I always thought that Link was just a beta.
Well,
Yeah.
they do in,
I always figured
Skyward Sword, they
he's
actually
just a
have a
pawn. You don't
relationship.
sleep with pawns. She's
He's
not a
royalty.
beta.
Yeah, but I thought Link. Okay, now here's where I get metaphysical and weird, right? I thought that Link, okay, is like this manifestation, like of the will of the princess.
So he's
You know what I
not
He's
mean?
not
real.
actually
Like-
a real thing. That's,
Well,
Yeah, like
More
he's
like the
real.
manifestation of the will of the gods.
No, what you're saying, like he's acting upon his like the pull of destiny to protect the princess.
I just got an
He
idea.
only exists because Zelda needs him
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
to exist,
What?
to use him as a tool to her ends.
Okay, here's a mind fuck for you guys. What if Zelda is actually the goddess and she just
Well, they
Wills Link
they
into
do that
existence to
with
save her.
Skyward Sword, don't they?
yeah. I don't know about Skyward Sword. Nobody played that.
Well, no, Skyward Sword, like Zelda is kind of the reincarnation of the goddess, and Link is, of course, like a dude who saved Hyrule back in the day and was reincarnated.
Yeah, he's like Skyward Sword is supposed
That was
to
like
be
the first time they
start
ever
of
like
the-
actually acknowledged that he is just reborn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
with that he's legitimately like that's the start of the Hero of Time legend.
Yeah, chronologically, that Skyward Sword is the first in the series
Yeah.
and stuff. So yeah, and basically, it does kind of establish that like Link, like what Stock was saying, is Link exists because Zelda needs him, in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both-
Yeah, he's like her catalyst.
Right.
Yeah, like they
Big-
both die like every 1,000 years or whatever, and they both will get reborn, and the whole thing starts over again.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Link is just there for people to self-insert, which is true. Purple Hippo. I
Hey.
mean, he is a player avatar in a sense. That's why he's silent.
I'm gonna go
Because-
Captain Murphy up in here. Hippos aren't real.
Hippos aren't real.
Yeah, hippos are real.
Optimus knows.
Yeah.
Did you get that thing I sent you?
Oh god damn it.
Oh, God.
What's that?
God
Yeah.
damn, where were we?
I
don't know.
swore when that Birdman movie came out that it was a live-action Harvey Birdman.
That would have been great, and I would have
Right.
paid to see it.
And it would definitely, it would win all the Oscars.
Yeah. It turns out that
It would
the
have even
actual
won the
movie
Oscar
they
the
made is
Grouch.
real good. Like, it's legit good. I wouldn't say it's Oscar-worthy myself, but it's not a bad flick. And have you seen the
Hold on.
commercials?
Somebody
done
in
for-
chat,
1991 style commercials.
read the last thing people posted in chat.
What?
What, did it happen to be a hippo that said something?
No, look.
Juggalos plus Faria apocalypse confirmed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Juggalos plus anything apocalypse confirmed.
Yeah, right.
Oh, ow.
Juggalos
plus
become
white
self-aware and launch.
Oh god
So-
damn it. Juggalos become self-aware. They just,
All right.
they just all
We're
wake up
moving
one day
on.
and it's like, holy shit.
Listen.
What have we been listening
I
to
can't
for the past
stand
100 years? Holy crap.
Sounds would eat me.
The world is worse off for our music. Oh shit.
All right, on that note, we're moving on to the next topic.
No. They
Yeah.
actually become No, I gotta say this. They become self-aware and it's like, holy shit, we've been wasting our lives for the past 20 years. Let's get jobs.
The world economy is boosted. Fucking world peace is achieved.
That's funny. You find out it's like and all the things like like peace talks and stuff like that. Is like we found out like the one thing that's been hanging up is like the Iran is like look, like we really want this peace. We'll give up our nuclear ambitions, but you got to do something about the Juggalos.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Hey,
let's move on to the next
Clowns
topic.
creep out a lot of people.
Yeah.
We've got Microsoft at E3 2015 different. Now, I just read this, and it seems like the basic gist is that they'll be talking about games this year, solely
Well,
games.
they did that last year though.
Yeah,
but they really didn't. They talked about some games, but they still, tried to shill their, like look at our this and look at our this and this and this, and now here's some games finally.
yeah.
But at least they
I
had some
didn't
games.
see that. Like, I
Well, you
don't
weren't
know.
watching. That was the thing.
No, I really
How
did.
can you
Dude,
watch?
like,
How can you? It was 3 hours. You probably watched the condensed version.
oh no, dude, I watched it on fucking.
On his Xbox, on the Xbox app.
So you saw exactly what you wanted to. They wanted you to see.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah,
there was
I don't know,
there was a lot of talk about like other things. So if they're going to do a solely talk about video games thing, that's great.
Yeah.
Because,
Whatever you
well,
put.
I mean, the thing is, it's
hold
like
on.
they really don't have much to talk about because they've already fucked off their TV studio. So,
But whenever they last year, I felt like they had the stronger showing than Sony. Like Nintendo came out with the best showing, but still,
well, yeah, because when
Sony still did their numbers segment in the middle.
hmm That's
And
where that's where they fell off. I mean,
That's
they had
the
some
dick
good
wave.
stuff to show. It's just that they didn't
Yeah.
push it where they should have.
Right.
And yeah, they screwed up. But you got to. I mean, I will say that the Microsoft show from last year was a heap better than the one from the year before. Because damn.
Well,
It's one of the
come
things
out
where
loincloth holding a fucking Xbox, and it'd be better than the year before.
as soon
you
as
know?
fucking Phil Spencer got the job he has now, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, well, it's definitely better than but the thing is, I'm reading this article and it does really just kind of boil down to the fact that they're saying they're going to make you happy in your investment and shit and blah blah blah, and it really does look like it's just going to be mostly or just
I
pretty much games, and it's like
Oh.
that might be different from Microsoft, but it's not different.
I gotta say though, it worries the hell out of me though.
Huh.
Because when a company has to come out 4 months before the show and say that, it scares the hell out of me.
Well, yeah, because
Because-
it speaks to a lack of
Yeah.
confidence.
Yeah. It's like it's kind of like when they hyped up the Xbox One.
Right.
It's like you guys are going to see the fucking future. It's going to be the fucking greatest thing of all fucking time. And then they do their big reveal, and it's like TV sports.
Who
DRM.
trigger on that first? Was it the PS4
I mean-
that revealed first?
PS4 was revealed first. Yes.
All right.
Mm.
So I
And
remember
they-
that
and
they
they
had
showed
their
games.
show on the Xbox. I think it was a month before E3.
Yeah. And it was terrible.
Yeah,
It was
it was one of the things where it was like, all right, all of the shit you just showed here,
Don't do that.
Yeah.
E3,
Mhm.
all the shit you showed at E3 should have been here.
Well, even that E3 was not that great.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah,
would have been
but-
better because it was like, oh yeah, we're saving all the games until E3.
Well,
But
and they
that
were still
reveal
dealing with
was
the fallout.
terrible.
Yeah,
The reveal was, oh god.
yeah, that hounded them up until E3. So their E3 was destined to suck simply because people were still,
Yeah,
the
people
word
still
on
had
everybody's lips was
PlayStation and
DRM at the
shit.
time. So and then Sony came out on stage and said, "Oh yeah, no DRM," and to thunderous applause, and then they released that video. Here's how you share games, and just hands it to the other guy. Like,
I think it'd still be cool if they brought that back to some extent because it'd be cool to be able to share the game with somebody who lives across the world or some shit,
well,
Yeah,
yeah, but it
but-
was never going to work the way that people assumed it would.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
it was only going to be like a time demo,
Yeah.
and then you'd have the option to purchase the game, but it was never going to be this unlimited. I mean, because even Sony's PS4 share play thing, like you both have to have PlayStation Plus, and you can only access it when you're invited to, and that is, I think, the extent
Oh,
of what
dude.
developers are willing to let people do as far as.
I
getting
gotta
their
tell you
games
this
for
shit,
free.
dude, because you're gonna fucking laugh your ass off.
Oh, I heard that story.
Somebody invited somebody to do share play and watch them play.
It was a kid.
Destiny.
A kid, like an 11-year-old fucking kid, invited somebody to play share play with him, and they fucking deleted his saves.
Yeah.
Woof.
Fucking like a level 30 character and like a level 22
That's
character.
not.
and shit.
That's not nice.
It's nice at all. It's fucked up.
That's
But this
But there
website.
was being no, like, what do you call it? No,
Huh?
what do you call it? No, What I'm trying to say. There should have been a protection in place for that.
Right.
Like, why was that even an option that somebody else could delete that dude's save? You know?
Right. That's an oversight for sure. But
Yeah.
some websites wrote about it, right? And they're like, they thought it was kind of fucked up that happened, and then opponents of the Gamergate, pro ethics users of the Gamergate hashtag decided that it was Brianna fucking Wu. She was like, oh, you guys write about this, but you won't give me coverage? I think it was fucking Game Informer. That was what sparked her bullshit about Game Informer just last week.
I can't
where
believe that I'm actually taking the side of the catalog.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm gonna take the side of fucking
Right,
GameStop magazine.
Right,
Yeah.
I know. Isn't that fucking nuts to have to do that? But it's like, they're writing about this, and she says, well, you'll give space to this, but you won't talk about, harassment and sexism in video games and shit. And Andy McNamara was like, you fucking assume shit about us, you've never really contacted us.
I mean, didn't Andy McNamara like do a whole thing about like kind of like the whole denouncement thing and?
What's that?
I mean, didn't Andy McNamara do like an editorial about Gamergate saying, he
I don't
didn't
know.
agree with it and shit like that? I mean, it's like.
Yeah, I think they've addressed it, but it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, it's like that's what I don't get her. Do we
It's
really need to
because
talk
not
about
focusing on her.
we're going to talk about her, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Socks, you take it. You did it perfectly the other night when we did our podcast. You go for it. 'Cause
What? Wait. My dad was talking to me, so I'm kind of lost.
We're talking about Brianna Wu shitting on Game Informer because they wrote about that kid
To be
whose
honest,
Destiny saves were deleted.
I'd play her game.
Yeah, but you also
on a Steam sale for like $3.
you do it ironically though.
No, if it was on Steam during a sale for $3.
Well, to be fair though, with your disability, I guess it would be kind of like a game that would be really easy for you to play without,
Well, no, it's not even that. It's not even great for my disability. I'm just saying.
You would actually
I
play
have some games I bought for like $1, and I think they're the best thing ever because I bought them for $1. I mean, if they were $10, they probably wouldn't be good for a $10 game. But for like a $1 game, they're amazing value.
So you're saying you'd enjoy her game if it was dirt cheap?
If it was $3, I would pay $3 for a game of that length with that amount of thought put into it.
I can respect that, I suppose.
Like, to me, that's a $3 game. Like, I've played games in all different price ranges on Steam, and I've gotten, like, I really try to judge a game based on, well, how much did I pay for it?
Right.
If it's like a $60 game, I'm going to be so much more critical of it than if it's like a $2 game.
Right.
Because am I getting my value? Am I getting my dollar's worth? I'm poor. I either get games as gifts, or the rare time I can, I'll buy myself a game, and I need to really think about, am I getting my value's worth? So whenever I look at a game, I'm like, what price would make that game enjoyable for me?
I got you. I can respect that.
And Brianna's game, I'd probably pay about $3 for it.
Yeah.
I'd probably gotten more value out of some of the dollar games I have, which have a lot of replayability, than I would out of the $3 of that, but I would still respect it as a $3 game.
Well, and I would rather have my dick severed by a train, but I can respect your opinions.
That's all. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt here. I watched Hat play.
I just can't. When you got a creator, I mean, I feel the same way about Schaefer. When you got a creator who's just a histrionic moron, to the point where
it's hard to enjoy their shit.
It's hard to enjoy anything they do anymore. I just that's the thing. I just
that's my personal take on it too. Like if you
it's like I mean, I'm trying to think of a game where I actually bought the game because I enjoyed the game, but the creator was a shit. And I can't think of one.
Yeah, no.
Because if the creator's a shit, that kind of turns me off from the game. Yeah.
Well, I got Fez before the creator was a shit, and I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Before he went on his like
Yeah, but Fez is it's a good game.
It's got some concepts that I take issue with, like the whole AR stuff, and just because like I'm stuck in the 1800s, so I'm still doing telegraph shit, so I can't take pictures of my video game to play. So, but no, yeah, it's not a terrible game. It's just like I'm with Wayne in the sense that like I came into Fez after Phil Fish had his little tantrums and shit, and so it really kind of turned me off to the experience of the game. And it may sound silly or maybe unfair, but it's at the same time it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like when you know the designer is a piece of shit, and in this case appears to have stolen most of the work from other people, allegedly.
Why do you think so many devs just keep quiet?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the thing. I'd rather you be an asshole in private and be able to enjoy your games than have you open your mouth and ruin it for me. So, but
what's that old saying about?
Yeah. Better to keep your mouth shut and.
No, better to people like to think you're, it was like I basically
better and open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Then open your mouth and remove all doubt. Yeah.
But let's talk about. I want to hear what Sox has to say about Miss Wu. Because we were kind of ramping up towards that, and then went off on a tangent there. So
no, that's okay. Look, here's the basics of Brianna.
She's
in my opinion, well, yeah, and I think she needs to get the fuck away from Twitter for a while, away from the internet, and go and like talk to a counselor for a bit. And I don't mean that derogatorily. No. I mean that as advice. You know, I mean, yeah. Because I went into a crisis a couple weeks ago, and I had to see my shrink, and I'm doing a lot better.
Well,
right.
But I suffer from panic disorder, and a lot of the crazy knee-jerk shit I see people doing, it
sets you off.
Like they have panic disorder, and it's not medicated.
Yeah,
I'm not sane without my meds.
Right. And I do get, I'm right there with you, Fox, and it's hard to say that on Twitter, though, because people do assume you mean ill when you say it. But when I've said that I feel she needs to get help, I sincerely mean it, because she seems like she's a danger to herself and everyone around her, honestly. And
I mean, with comments like she's gonna come strapped to packs, I'm like, no, honey, that's dumb.
Yeah. And you're talking to the concealed carry owner. That is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing, right? Well, let's talk about her credentials, shall we, for a second here?
Sure.
She's made one game. She shipped one game. Okay, this is her first game. It's not going to be the most best. And you have to accept the fact that criticism is going to come, and, not everyone's a fucking genius. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, looking back, like...
everything you shit out isn't going to be perfect.
Your first game...
criticism isn't because she's...
a woman, or... Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that in this situation, your first anything isn't good.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry.
I'm a writer. Dude. Yeah. Showing people my first drafts of work, it's like, here, this is word vomit. Do you like it? And then when I'm
right.
And they're like, I don't understand what even any of this is. Are those sentences? And I'm like, huh? Fuck you. It's like, you changed tense 11 times. Shut up. But yeah.
Well, I'm the same way with my videos in the sense that like this is all new to me. I'm new, so I'm going to take criticism and improve. Yeah, that's what these people can't do.
That's all I'm asking, man. It's like, oh, hey, you didn't like my game, how come? And then, people explain to you, like, huh, okay, I'll take that under advisement, and I'll try and build, I'll try and build some experience of what you've said to me, and I'll learn as I, develop further in my career. I mean, That's literally all you gotta do, right? It's like going on one of those fucking like book review websites, right? And then someone reviews a book, and then you see the author lose their fucking minds at the reviewer,
Yeah.
and it's like, bitch, you do not go and do that.
Right. That, I mean, and of course there is a difference between assholes and people who, offer up genuine constructive criticism.
Yeah.
The key though is you don't engage the former group, and you don't act like a dick to the latter. Like if somebody comes up and says, "Hey, this thing that you've done, it isn't so great. Here's why." I'm gonna listen to that. If they go, "Oh, you're a faggot and you shouldn't ever be doing this shit, fuck yourself," and
you've read my reviews.
then I'm gonna ignore it. What's that?
Yeah.
I said you read
What's
my
that,
reviews.
Wayne?
You read my reviews.
Yeah, right.
Glad you got them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If their comments are fake and gay, then just move on.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, I think these people in Brianna Wu's case, she's baiting it. She is actively going out and looking for it because it helps her further perception. I mean, there's a part of me that thinks that she might just be crazy enough where she doesn't know how to handle it, but I've seen the things she does, and it's hard not to perceive it as a calculated move on her part.
Right, I agree with you. I think even with this kid, specifically talking about her criticizing this the publication writing about the event.
Right.
Everywhere has fluff pieces.
Right.
Everything, man. Like they do, like on the local news, they do a story about like some kid and like rescued a fucking duck or some shit. It's the same thing. Like, it's the same fucking thing.
Right. And
it's a human interest story, and it gets clicks, man. And I'm whatever. She can go fuck herself.
Well, see, these people, like, they seem to think that the absence of, like, space devoted to them means there's a premium on space. It's like,
right.
You know what? We just didn't consider your story interesting at the time, or you didn't contact us, or we didn't have an angle to write, or whatever. We just, for some reason, didn't write about it. But we're on the internet where we've got infinite space, so if you just come to us and talk to us...
Well, let me say this. Let me say this about, about her...
you can't say that. You got to say the other thing.
About her story.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
No. Let's take it. Let's pretend for a minute and take it at face value, okay?
Sure.
What can Game Informer say that hasn't been already said?
Right.
I mean, it's already been on MSNBC and this place and that place and ABC Nightline. And why does Game Informer have to report on it at all?
Right, they don't.
And god damn, I'm defending Game Informer.
Right. I know, it feels creepy, doesn't it?
I mean, Jesus Christ, Socks, hold me.
I know, right?
I'm defending the catalog that I hate so much. God damn you, Brianna Wu.
And while it's kind of getting ahead a bit, one of our subjects is the Mark Kern petition, and I'm seeing all these people jump on him like, you don't deserve a platform, you don't deserve this and that, and these are the same people who champion the literally who's whenever they say they've not got a voice. Well, okay, if you unironically use the hashtag, let women speak, when you have been on just about every mainstream fucking news media fucking outlet that you could over the last 6 months, you don't get to say that. And you don't get to tell Mark Kearney's got privilege when you get fucking interview opportunities handed to you on a silver platter, and this man can't even get his fucking slanderers or libelists or whatever the fuck you want to call them to give him the time of day.
I haven't been invited on any news networks.
Right.
Right.
Here's what I want to point out, right?
Sure.
There's this thing called right of reply. Okay? And it's a legal law in some countries.
Yeah.
Where
mostly overseas.
Where someone that's the thing though.
Yeah.
It's a lot of us are not American.
Right.
And that's the thing. This is global.
Hey,
and
Daryl,
so
I didn't know if you knew, but Socks is Australian.
Oh, I know that. Overseas in her neck of the woods. It's not so much a thing here.
Sorry, I had to make that joke. Go ahead, Socks.
I didn't notice. I thought the accent was Brooklyn, so sorry. No, go ahead, Socks.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
But the
But
right of reply.
I think that the right of reply, and it's important, and that's why there was so much push, is because a lot of us are familiar with the right of
Mhm.
reply,
Right.
and and we think it's important because it's ingrained in some of our, I guess, media culture. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's literally a law.
Right.
It's
Well,
but
here,
it's something we're used to, right? So
yeah.
he wanted his right of reply to the allegations and comments, and they denied him that,
Right. And
and that's an issue.
it's a huge issue. It's a huge issue. And if
Well, see, the thing with the right of reply here, like I said, it's not a law, but it's a courtesy.
Right.
It has
Yeah.
always been a courtesy. When I've seen even the bastards of cable news, Fox News will give somebody they run let's call it what it is, a hit piece. They'll
Right.
give them a right of reply.
They
Fox
might
News
talk
gives
over him
rights
the
of
entire
reply.
time, but
Yeah, but I'm saying Fox News gives rights of reply. MSNBC gives rights of reply. And like I said, it's not a law, but it's a courtesy. It's always been a journalistic courtesy. If
Right.
and then you have where he asked for a right of reply, and they say no.
check your privilege.
Yeah, I'm like,
white guy.
I saw that. I was thinking with all the pressure that they would. I honestly thought that they would, with all the
Yeah.
pressure they were receiving. And then I saw that response is like, no, we don't do outside. What was it?
Yeah, we
outside-
don't run outside pieces or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you just ran a hit piece on this man.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't see they see it as basically, I can't even begin to tell you how they see it, but everybody else perceives it as these motherfuckers wrote a hit piece and then denied the guy who's in a position to fucking rebut his right to speak because they know they're fucking full of shit. And these people do that. And like Mercedes was she got into a discussion with somebody about charitable acts and stuff like that. And this motherfucker said, "Oh, I've donated to charities and shit." And she said, "Okay, well, name one, just out of curiosity." He said, "Oh, I'm not going to go about flaunting my shit." And that's what they always do. They always
I know. Yeah.
they always pass off their inability or unwillingness to produce evidence or support what they say as fucking feigned indifference. They sit there, I'm not going to play you Gators games. You're just a bunch of sea lions. No, motherfucker, you're accusing us of misogyny, of rape, of
is racism.
yeah. Well, there's, a lot of our opponents are just straight up bigots, and because I don't know how you can subscribe to such a flimsy fucking narrative otherwise, unless you were already predisposed to think gamers were fucking pieces of shit, because. And when I sit there and when I say, here are the facts, and you go, oh, you're sea lioning, or I say, produce proof, and you go, oh, I'm not going to play your games, then that should be an indication to any sane person that maybe they're on the wrong side of the issue, or that they need to look into it. And yet these people act like their fucking feigned indifference is a get out of jail free card of sorts. And it fucking blows my mind because they see what they're saying is, oh, I don't need to play your games, but what they're really saying to anybody who's got a fucking functioning brain is, I know I'm full of shit, and this is where I end it, And it fucking frustrates me, man, because it's like, you motherfuckers have spent the last 6 months dehumanizing us and fucking stripping us of our humanity, and you can't be bothered to back up your shit? Motherfucker, please. Anyway.
It's become cool to be anti-Gamergate.
Oh, really?
I'm not joking. People put it on their dating profiles. On
I have seen that.
Tinder and shit. And I'm like, what kind of vapid fucking moron are you?
Right.
Oh God, Socks, we said it the other day,
We did?
and we were right.
Like, it
What?
took me...
Wait, Daryl.
What would go on?
I gotta throw this out.
Yeah, do it.
These are men that are trying to get laid.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, some of them are women though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's like,
they are
don't
too.
message me if you're a Gamergate dude. Ugh.
That's okay. If you're that superficial, I don't want to hang out with you anyway.
Yeah.
Like that chick who once told me, I'd date you if you weren't so short. It's like, well, you're too superficial, so maybe I'll go be sad for 10 minutes and then realize. No, but you know what I'm saying. It's like one of those things where it's like, you're not doing yourself any favors by wearing your bigotry on your sleeve. You know. But like it took me 6 months to get around to doing a Gamergate video, so like I don't like to put it out there just because I don't like the drama. Like it's one of those things where I don't go fucking blasting it out there. I will post on sites if I read an article that I think I could stand a comment on or whatever. But the idea of putting it on your fucking dating profile, what the fuck?
Yeah, see, that's a line for me. Sorry,
Yeah.
Gwen, go
I
ahead.
feel that things are getting really tribal right now.
Tribal. We're gonna do the tribal
Yeah.
dance.
Tribalism. It's a mental attitude that is us versus them
Yeah.
Yeah.
think, and that's not good.
But the thing
No.
is, there is no us versus them because them is built on a foundation of lies. Like, I'm sorry, but if you come at me with ignorance and you're telling me I'm a misogynist and I've harassed women and shit, your opinions are automatically invalidated because you're coming at us from a stance that has at its foundation fucking false narratives and shit. So you are an ignorant tool, and you're presuming to tell me, based on your ignorance, what I am and what I do. Fuck you. Get out of my face. There is no us versus them. There is us, and then there's a bunch of assholes. Sorry.
Alright.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the other side, so to speak, is a side that is at best, populated by people who are way too naive for their own good and believe everything the media tells them.
But here's the thing though, on the I hate saying the pro Gamergate side.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the same tribalism and extremism on our side too, when you
yeah.
have people perpetually raging at anyone that they perceive as being like SJW or a radical feminist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
And-
absolutely.
And you say, hey, can you please not do XYZ? And they're like, oh, you tone policing me, USJW? And I'm like, no, I'm just telling you not to be a dickhead.
Yeah,
wanna-
right.
Dial your shit back, just like a little bit.
Right.
Maybe it's not wise to go after someone's personal life like that.
Right.
But those are few and far between, but they're there.
Right.
And it's
Extremism
frustrating.
There's extremism on both sides.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Like I can see somebody getting frustrated after 6 months of just demonization, and by people who don't know any better. Like, if you're angry and you're venting about like the issues as they stand, like you're like, I just asked for a little bit of accountability in journalism, and now I'm a fucking child molesting, woman hating, misogynist fucking shitlord, and that pisses me off. That I understand, but if like there's a lot of focus on irrelevant parties on the other side of the issues, and it's like, yeah, I'll engage some stupidity every once in a while because it's cathartic, but at the end of the day, I'm not posting, screeds against SJWs as a rule or anything like that because, like you said, it smacks of extremism, and it's just like, that's not our thing. We should be better than that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, and I still stand by my current view is that Gamergate and another series is part of a chain of a series of events that has led to some serious, schisms forming in the left. Because you have the super radical progressive left that are basically authoritarian and not so open-minded.
Right.
And then you have the middle left, which is, where the majority of us lie. And we're like, hey, maybe stop being insane for like 5 seconds, and then they turn around and scream at you, that's ableist. And
Oh god.
and I'm like, bitch, relax. And they're like, that's misogyny. And I'm like, oh.
The first couple months since they were telling people that their disabilities were fake. Come on.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
know. Jesus. Don't
These
even.
people cannot talk unless it's buzzwords and diminishing other people. Like,
I had to show them pictures of my fucking meds, man. I'm like, here, these are the medications I take, so I don't and Hero. So
oh man.
Do you wanna play who's the most fucked up here? Because I can
Yeah.
guarantee you that it's not you, and it's fuck you. That's it, basically.
Well, how do you
Yeah,
think
why-
I feel? I'm the stereotype they keep trying to. I'm the conservative
I know,
white
that's
male.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah. I swear you're the.
You're basically the
most ethnic
scapegoat.
sound white guy I've ever met.
I don't know.
But no.
No, yeah, just to say what I say, it's like I have talked to a lot of you at length many times,
Sure.
and as far as I'm sure we, in those discussions, we've discovered like when it comes to a political ideology, yes, I'm going to be on the right, you're going to be on the left. But when we discuss things, it's like, holy shit, we actually agree on a lot.
Well, like, remember, you and I had a
because-
discussion the other day where we didn't
Yeah.
see eye to eye on something, and we did it with civility. You know?
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, and it was just like, and that was really a semantic thing
Right.
when you
Yeah,
get
because
down to it.
it was.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, Gwen, me and her have had lengthy discussions. Socks and I have had discussions. I don't talk to Rye because I don't talk to Juggalos. But
Yeah, you do. Don't lie. Don't hate.
but when you get down to the nitty gritty of it, you find out, hey, we're not really that far apart when you get down to it. You have
Right.
extreme, and Gwen showed me her political compass the other day, and she's not even on the chart. So,
Right.
and I was like, I don't even know how she pulled that one off, but it was great. But she's like, I just left the chart. I don't even care anymore.
She's
But-
off in her own little corner of the.
where I think like people they get that thing. It's like libertarian right and left is very very similar. They have
Yeah.
they have some different ideas about issues, but they also have the thing is like, don't tell me what to do.
Right.
Mhm.
It's like, I want to live my life the way I want to live it. Get out of it. And that's where an agreement can come from libertarian right and left.
Mhm.
Whereas
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of. Sorry, Optimus. I just wanted to add that. I think there's a lot of we accept personal responsibility for the things that we fucked up.
Yeah,
We don't
yeah.
blame others.
And not only that, but we don't believe that using buzzwords and white knighting for people who never asked it makes us progressive in and of itself.
No.
right.
Like we back our words up with actions, and whatnot. So
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead, Zox. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. I was just about like, yeah, we realize that talking in a condescending and idiotic tone is not going to change anything except make people pissed off.
right,
So
it's fun.
yeah,
I learned a long time ago, when I used to run on my own message forums and websites and stuff like that talking down to somebody makes people very angry at you.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah,
And,
It
when you
agitates.
try to assume authority over a fucking message board
oh yeah.
and shit like that. I mean, and I thought I was doing the right thing, but in
done the
discussions
same.
when I finally came down, from the quote unquote from on high, and said, "What am I doing wrong?" And then we talked instead of me talking at people and them yelling back at me, and we actually had a discussion about it. It was like, oh, I've been an asshole.
Right.
And then they say, you know what? So have we.
Like that Key and Peele sketch.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not a homophobe. I'm just an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, and it got down. I mean, that's what it came down to. And
Yeah.
because, like, I mean, I remember I had a discussion with a friend, and we had a back and forth, and it was about a particular issue, in the United States that we deal with. And I'm not going to go, say what the issue is. Well, I had my opinion on it, and he had his opinion on it, but I had to be right, and
Right,
so did
right.
he. But I had the authority. I had the button, so I used the button. I was an
Right.
asshole.
Oh yeah.
I banned a very good friend of mine from my forums because I had to be right,
Yeah.
and that's
done
not
that.
right.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
absolutely not right. That's the evolution of the prime. You got to realize that you're not going to be perfect. You can't make a perfect decision. You have to make you make the best decision you can, but you also got to realize you are human. You make mistakes. You have to learn from those mistakes. There is a segment of the population in this, in the world per se, that they can't be wrong.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was something.
and they try to and they hide behind social justice to do it.
There was something I read on Twitter last night. I can't remember the
Heck, they
exact
just hide
context,
behind
but
Mephiles to do it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was. It was.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It was basically. It was along the lines of basically how questioning women in and of itself is misogyny, and it was the heavy implication that women are infallible, and it's like people of all genders can say stupid shit. It's not a gender specific thing. So like
Yeah.
No,
that whole
it's not anything specific. It's human
Right.
specific.
right exactly. So
Look,
like
I will say this. What really turned me off of like just that whole listen and believe BS.
aside from the listen and believe,
Aside from the listen and believe BS, Duke Lacrosse.
yeah
That
yeah.
was disgusting.
yeah.
They listened and they believed. They didn't have no evidence to back it up, but they sure did run those kids through the ringer.
Yep.
They just about ruined those kids' lives
Mhm.
on a lie. And it wasn't the first lie that woman told neither. She had done it before, but they still bought it. And you know why it do you know why they pressed charges? Because it was an election year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that was the only reason. It was to court a segment of the vote.
Right.
And where is this lady now? She's in jail because she killed her boyfriend. Because she's a liar and she's a terrible human being. And that and that probably could have been avoided if they hadn't enabled that piece of garbage.
Right. But you're misogynistic for pointing that out, Wayne.
Well, I don't really
I'm
give a
gonna-
shit. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it.
I'm better than you.
Sorry, I call it as I see it. Somebody's gonna be
Yeah.
a shit. I'm gonna call him a shit.
Folks are
Absolutely.
standing up and peeing privilege.
Right.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna start sitting down. I'm sorry, Gwen. From now on,
Okay.
I'll sit down.
And that's the thing I've been trying to get across. Since the early days, one of my messages has been that being a woman does not absolve you from being an asshole.
Right.
And if you talk shit, you're gonna get hit. And that's like a basic tenet of the internet. Talk shit, get hit. I mean,
Mhm.
and that's it, man. You can't keep doing that.
Right.
You can't say all of this untrue or fallacious garbage and just think that it's okay and you're allowed to say it because you're a chick. And then if anyone calls you on it, they're obviously misogynist and sexist and they don't like women having opinions. I'm like, nah, bitch, you just crazy.
Right.
And that's a problem.
It is absolutely like years ago. I got into a discussion with somebody. I had no idea what gender they were. It didn't matter. And they were saying stupid shit, and I was calling on them. And then I got a bunch of fucking private. This was on up, and I got a bunch of private messages from people going, "Hey man, that's kind of fucked up that you're talking to a girl like that and shit." And it's like, well, even had I realized I was talking to a lady, it wouldn't have changed the fact that she was saying profoundly fucking stupid shit. Like, I'm sorry, like. It's more misogynistic, I think, to assume that women need special treatment than it is just to treat people like human beings, Like
That's right. It's sexist to put the pussy on a pedal. That's,
right.
Pedestal. My bad.
Right.
Ugh.
Pussy.
Just now I'm imagining someone riding around with a cat just like strapped to a bike,
Yeah.
like on the pedal, and the cat's like PETA is gonna kill me. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be on my doorstep in about 15 minutes, and they're like, cat's on
Don't
the
worry.
bike.
Worry, paint your dog blue.
No, it's fine, Socks. PETA is totally ineffectual.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know. They might try and rescue me and then put me down.
But what Wayne just said actually puts a fine point on our opponents in general. These people fancy themselves as being a bigger, more influential force than they actually are, and maybe it's because they've gotten away with it in other fields. But like here in video games, they're finding that like there's a lot of pushback, and they're not prepared for it. And the thing is, if they were the force they thought they were, developers would be falling over themselves to accommodate them simply because that's how capitalist market works. And yet the fact that they're just saying, you know what, fuck you, is a sign of the fact that they're not as big a group as they believe they are. And they don't have the influence they think they do.
Let me put this in perspective for you. Sorry.
Sure.
One sec. Only 6,200 people donated to the Feminist Frequency Kickstarter.
Right.
That's it. That's all you need to know. 6,000 people, and people are like, oh my god, such a huge majority want to have this discussion. I'm
Right.
like, bitch, 6,000 people donated to that. You have any idea how many people play Final Fantasy VII? It's more
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
And you get down
It's
to
over
it. Think
9,000.
about you ask a random person who are involved in this. There will be you run into quite a few people who said, yeah, I donated to Feminist Frequency.
Yeah.
Leo
And
didn't.
they thought it was a great idea.
Didn't Leo?
I mean,
I
no,
don't
I
think it's a good
didn't.
idea.
I knew exactly what was going to happen. I saw it a mile away because I'm old
It
and
was
cranky. I
somebody-
said, this is going to be Jack Thompson 2.0.
Right.
I'm staying the fuck out of it because I fought that battle. I'm not going to do it again. I had to trust
swear
in the
I've read-
games media to actually do their fucking job. But
Red
no,
Post by,
they didn't want to do their fucking job, so I had to come
Yeah.
out of retirement, out of the woods with my fucking sniper rifle and shit. It's like, all right.
But
Goddamn
I do know there's this one Gamergate guy I follow who straight up donated to the Kickstarter and was like, kind of marginalized for asking what was up, and it was a genuine question. Like I want to know why, we're 3 years out, and you still haven't produced everything you said you were going to,
Mhm.
and so yeah, like you were saying, there are folks out there who have donated to,
Mhm.
and they're still criticizing her. So yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, my straight up. At least,
But most people don't even look, when they say Kickstarter, they don't look into it that hard.
Oh yeah, you're right. Gwen's, she's exactly right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right, Gwen. But here's the long short of it. At least with Mighty Number 9, at least people had the privilege of getting banned.
Right.
With Feminist Frequency, they don't even get an answer.
No.
They don't get anything. They just get ignored.
Right.
That's worse than being banned. It's like, well, at least they saw what I said.
Right. Got into a discussion with somebody the other day who, somebody had posted on, I think it was either Sargon's video about Angry Joe's little ill-conceived rant, which is nothing new for that guy.
Yeah.
And they were saying Sarkeesian shuts down all criticism, and she doesn't debate people, and when she does appearances and talks about her series, it's all favorable stuff, and they lob softballs at her and whatnot, and she she marginalized, or not marginalized, she mischaracterizes her critics and the nature of their criticism and shit, and some motherfucker said straight up like academic debates aren't actually a thing that happens.
What?
I face palmed.
Academic debates
I'm still digging fingernail out of the back of my skull.
happen.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh.
First of all, calling her an academic is fucked up because an actual
the
academic.
academic is a stretch.
Yeah.
I mean,
An
that's like calling Leigh Alexander a journalist with her acting degree.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's like I mean, a real academic's gonna look at the material and come to an organic conclusion, and she had a foregone conclusion that she worked backwards to prove. That in and of itself renders her material invalid as an academic piece, and then she got to make up the tropes and define and redefine them as necessary. She ignores stuff that undermines her arguments, or she'll reclassify it if it serves her purpose, or and none of her accusations, like what did she say? She said those who don't think they can be influenced by media are the ones most likely to be influenced by it, based on no scientific evidence whatsoever. She does.
I decided to go and watch one of the tropes.
Sure.
It was the one about the what do you call? I call it the swap. Where it's like the male becomes the female.
Mr. Male trope.
Yeah, the Mr. Male trope. Yeah,
Oh,
and she
God.
she started throwing out Miss Pac-Man,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, are you for real? You know why Miss Pac-Man has a bow? It's so the guys who made the mod, which was what it originally was, wouldn't get sued.
Yeah.
You moron! Do some research.
And that's
Jesus.
it. She doesn't do research. She cherry picks footage from games that she presents out of context. She's willfully misinterpreted games the rules. This is none of it academic at all. And so on that basis alone, calling any sort of debate with her an academic debate is fucking hilarious on the face of it. And then there's the fact that even if she were an academic, The fact that she doesn't want to talk to anybody who won't lob her softball questions shows a fucking stunning lack of confidence in her fucking arguments.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, and
Intellectual dishonesty.
it is, absolutely. And this is a woman who, she went on 4chan and drummed some shit up there and then opened the comments on her Kickstarter video so she could draw their ire there, and then she misrepresented them those comments out of context as misogyny to gain more money and support. This is a woman, this is a person who just, everything she does is just really shady, and because she's saying things that some people need to hear, they're willing to overlook that shit and make excuses for it. That's the kind of thing. That's why the world sucks so much, man. When you got people whose ideology is more important than reality, that's kind of fucked up. And that's, and I mean, we've got evidence that because fucking Macintosh forgets to change his typos when he writes shit for her Twitter account and his. And so we've got evidence that like the shit that's coming out of her mouth. I mean, he is the writer of Feminist Frequency, so we've got evidence that like he's the puppet master and she's the puppet, and that there's nothing really legit about this shit. And people want to fucking put it in. They want to, what was it, the Common Core thing? They want to make it part of our fucking educational system and shit. It's just hard not to be fucking just depressed and all that shit. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. Don't let me hit you.
Hey, okay, sure. Sorry. Let's talk about things that are relevant to gaming.
Yeah.
Then, instead of irrelevant jokes. I just wanted to touch back on the Microsoft thing.
Yeah. Please.
Being at E3.
This is taking on too long and it bores me.
I'm sorry. Let's touch back on the Microsoft thing and what they might be showing at E3. I think that because Windows 10 is coming, and with Windows 10,
Windows 9.
They're skipping 9.
They're skipping 9.
Oh. So who ate 9?
7. 7. Yeah.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. That's why there's no 9? Because 7, 8, 9?
Yeah.
I think it has something to do with 9, being another word in languages and shit. Like for German, it's no.
Yeah, Windows no.
Yeah.
Like the Chevy Nova, which was like no go, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Sox was in the midst.
Yeah.
Of the
Well,
sentence.
what's coming with it is holographic computing.
Yeah.
Like the Microsoft got the Microsoft HoloLens coming.
Yeah.
And in conjunction with Windows 10, you will be able to put on the Microsoft HoloLens and project a hologram into your living room, and you can interact with it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
They demoed with Minecraft. Like, holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like you're actually stacking blocks in Minecraft.
Yeah, like
It's
to get rid of
awesome.
them, you flick them away and shit.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I actually kind of like that.
So I'm thinking that might be, a large chunk of some of the E3 coverage, which will be really, really great. And I want to see more advances in the way we interact with technology. I mean, we've had the mouse and keyboard for like 60 years, dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah, did you know that the first mouse was invented actually as a secret government project?
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, right.
It's awesome. And they
That's
actually
surprisingly
used
conservative.
they actually used one of those old wooden 6-pin bowling balls as the trackball.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Anyway, and that was in 1956. So yeah, we've had mice and keyboard for way too fucking long, and I think it's time we stepped into a more intuitive and interactive form of interaction and input in terms of computing and gaming.
That's what Arrow is supposed to be, but fuck Arrow.
Yeah, I mean, and then there was delete motion and everything, but yeah, it's not. I don't think that they're not good enough yet. Like
Mm.
motion tracking
Do you like the
isn't.
concept video I'm watching there for the HoloLens?
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm with you in the sense that like I just watched that video and
Mm.
I like the application. I mean, if they can pull it off as represented in the video, I mean, it's got some really neat applications.
What worries me about it is they said that they invented this technology. And it's like they invented another technology not long ago, and it's still pretty rocky.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the Kinect still has issues, but no, I'm with you in the sense that like I want to see computer technology and gaming in general just kind of expand beyond the norm, which is why I was originally psyched about the Wii because it was like it was a new way to interface with the games and stuff. It didn't really pan out as well as it could have, but for the games that did take advantage of it, it was a really kind of neat, unique thing, and I want to see developers. I mean, I think the controller should always be an option. The standard controller should always be an option,
Yeah.
but give us other ways to interact with our games if we'd like to, and kind of open it up for us who have been with the industry for 30-some years now, you know?
Yeah,
So-
and I mean, and it's more steps towards, neurological interaction, so like directly interacting with the game through thought and brainwave,
Yeah,
which is already kind of possible. You just have to train software to recognize fault signals.
right. Imagine a game that gets freakier and stuff as like your heart rate goes up and your brainwaves start
Yeah, and
spazzing.
that's a thing. That's a thing that Valve was talking about doing with one of their controller concepts for the Steam box was to have it monitor your pulse through your hands, sort of thing, and adjust the game's intensity via your heart rate and whatever.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, but so they'll make it scarier if you're calmer, or they'll dial it back if you're really like intensely terrified.
I like that idea.
Yeah. So the people inventing this tech are thinking about that stuff. I hope that there's enough hype and desire from the population to adopt it. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
there's the safety and familiarity with controllers and keyboards and mice. That would kind of maybe hamper the refinement of technology, like the Kinect, I guess, a bit. But yeah.
And I think that's why it's important to have that application there that kind of becomes a must-have, kind of like the way Wii Sports was for the Wii, in the sense that like, they really need to bring it to the table with something that shows the general public why they need this thing in their lives.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
Minecraft actually has the chance to do that for some
Yeah,
folks.
and I kind of think that that's why they bought Mahjong. I really think that that's why the acquisition went through and that they purchased them.
They needed like a little flagship to go with their
What?
Holotech. Yeah.
But
And it really is like the perfect thing to show off.
Wayne,
but all
Oh.
I'm seeing is Rare all over again.
oh, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You don't need to have them make anything else. Just make them make Minecraft.
Yeah, but the man who made it is gone. He peaced out. He
Yeah, yeah.
BTL.
There- No.
Actually,
They
hold on. I'm sorry, Gwen, to cut you off, but Notch wasn't working on Minecraft for years. He had moved on to another project.
He made the
person who
game.
I know, but he had signed off all control of the game to. Fuck, what was
But
that name?
Dwayne's credit though, it's like talking about current Rare versus 1995 Rare, where you can buy the name, but if the talent doesn't come with it, then the name is nothing.
Like
So
I
I think
said,
that's where he's coming from.
like he hasn't touched that game in years as far as the development side.
Yeah, that's actually true. He hasn't really been doing any development on
Gotcha.
it.
The development was already done, is what I'm trying to get.
Like,
Yeah,
they were-
yeah.
they were
But I
still
want to say
adding
one
things.
thing. Just one thing about Minecraft.
Yeah.
They're going to do a story mode. Now, they got the people from Telltale Games to do the story mode, so it's going to be a really good story mode. But why the fuck does Minecraft need a story mode?
It doesn't.
It'll
My
be a
understanding
great,
is
amazing
it's a
story mode, but
standalone-
why the fuck does it need it?
But see,
Well,
my
see what
understanding
Brian
is
said, I'm in.
It's like their other adventure games. It's separate from the it's like Tales from the Borderlands, for example.
Yeah.
It's based on Minecraft, but you don't have to own Minecraft to play it. It's an entirely separate adventure thing.
Yep.
So, yeah, because at first I thought the same thing, which was that they were integrating a story mode into the actual game, and I was like, eh.
Well, even if it's just an additional mode, Minecraft doesn't really need it to be relevant.
Right.
But you see, yeah,
I
you
got
guys
you.
gotta. That's what I'm trying to get across to you guys. With you can say, okay, Notch hasn't worked on the game for years. Notch's vision was still in place, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Rare. When Rare was gutted, what is Rare? It's
Right.
they make shit for the Kinect now. Good job.
Right.
Anymore.
Yeah,
They're
I
actually, have you not heard about I guess there's a lot of talks right now that not only is Microsoft giving them like the all clear to go back and work on their own IPs, but they've been hinting heavily, apparently, about a new Banjo.
No, spiritual successor.
Is it?
There's
Yeah.
a company. There's a company that's formed from some of the original devs that are going to make a spiritual successor. They're not gonna.
Oh,
It's
no,
not
no,
gonna
this
be-
is from Rare. Like Rare has
Rare
been
ain't
hinting
gonna do
heavily.
I'm sorry. Rare. No, I don't believe anything Rare says. No. They heavily hinted before, and we got nuts and bolts. Fuck them.
Yeah, and then there was a whole Conquer thing where they made people think they were making a new
Oh,
game. It's just
fucking Project Spark.
yeah. And a lot of people were thinking that when this Banjo news started coming around that it's just going to be the same thing, just some tiles and fucking characters and shit to use in that. So I don't know.
Well,
But
we'll
the bottom
see.
line though is that I kind of get where Wayne's coming from in the sense that like will Mojang become the next Rare? Now that the guy who kind of made it what it is gone. That is to
we'll
be seen.
see at E3 what
But
happens.
But they'll just be developing some
Right now,
version of
Wayne.
Minecraft until
Hold on.
the sun
Hold
goes
on.
supernova.
But once
I'll tell you
again,
right now, Wayne, if the second they show a true Banjo trailer, I'm coming back to rub the salt in the wound of other
no. It don't matter because they showed a true Banjo trailer when they showed they were talking about.
Fuck off. It didn't happen.
No.
La, 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 la.
See, he don't want to take it because he don't realize that even if they show a true Banjo trailer, it can still become nuts and bolts too.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I just don't want to believe it.
Look, I don't believe.
so bad.
They ruined. Look what they've ruined. They've ruined Perfect Dark. They ruined.
Yeah.
I mean.
I will be honest with you though. Rare as a company has been like before their Nintendo 64 days. You go back and look at their NES catalog, and they got a lot of shit on it. So like.
That's when Nintendo's like, come here.
Yeah. And before Nintendo,
we take you under wing. We make you good. It's fine.
Right.
I don't know why Nintendo became Russian all of a sudden. But it was,
yeah.
It's
You
like,
can make a game for glorious.
make great for glorious Nintendo. It's fine. It's cool.
Yes, it's good.
You love
Hey, vodka and make games together.
it. Make games together. I mean, you make the banjos. It's good.
But I think people's perception of Rare as a studio was kind of like they made some great stuff on the Nintendo 64, but prior to that, their shit was hit and miss. They had some really great games.
They had Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, right. That is true. But I mean, you go back and look at their old catalog, like their 8-bit stuff, and it's really spotty, hit and miss. I mean, they made that fucking Nightmare on Elm Street Nintendo game and whatnot, and they did a lot of licensed stuff for LJN actually. But
They made Battletoads.
yeah, and that game's a bug-ridden piece of shit too. You can't.
Hey.
Hey, no, come on.
Don't confuse difficulty with bugs.
I'm not talking difficulty, dude. There are bugs in the game, literally, but no.
Because you
No, I'm
cannot beat the Turbo Tunnel.
talking though. There is a bug in the game that you cannot beat it in 2 players. Like straight up, it will not let you progress. And that's kind of Rare in a nutshell. Like they've always pushed the boundaries of graphics, and they've always had some neat gameplay concepts, but they've always kind of lacked polish too. And that's fair, But there's stuff like in the Nintendo 64 days, like that's what kind of catapulted them into greatness, and so I think I honestly kind of feel like people were expecting too much when they went to Microsoft, and then of course
they were expecting
lost
too much when they
everybody
realized that,
who knew what
like
they were.
every developer that was working for them was gone.
Well, at the
Right,
same
that's
time,
right.
though,
It
we
was
were expecting
trying to
Microsoft,
finish off by saying is that, like, you know, people were all like, Rare is going to be great, but then by the time they got to Microsoft, like you said, everybody who made Rare what it was gone. So,
yeah,
so
the only shining light of hope whenever Microsoft bought them was like, holy shit, they're gonna have Microsoft's bankroll.
yeah, and that went nowhere.
And that amounted to fuck all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it amounted to grab by
Rare's
the
a case
ghoulies.
study in like how like you watch one of your favorite developers just become lesser and lesser as it goes on, and
Mm-hmm.
it's I mean it's like Sega, like, you know, I wasn't
See,
always a Sega fan growing up, but I love the games and shit, and
at the
then
same time, though, Phil
now they're
Spencer
going
now
to be
being
doing
in
PC
charge,
stuff. It's like, what?
I think Phil Spencer now being in charge, I think is the best thing that could have happened to Rare because now they're actually going to be able to develop actual games.
Yeah, well, we'll see it if
But
and when that comes to fruition, and
yeah,
we'll see what the
that's the
current
thing.
team is.
With Phil Spencer, he's running the entire studio.
Right.
He's running the entirety of the Xbox division. He's
Right.
not going to he's not going to be like worrying about what Rare is doing. He's hoping Rare will put something good out, but it's not like he can go and say like, hey, he can't be like Shiggy and goes like, hey, I like what you're doing here, but if you put some drywall here, and add a fox, it's
I
perfect.
get it.
Yeah, right.
10 out of 10.
Hold on, wait. I see what you're doing here. You got a fox. We got a fox. How about you put our fox in that game?
Yeah, put it.
Let us put our fox in your box. It'll rock.
But okay, I see what you're saying, Wayne. But at the
Mhm.
same time, was it 2 years ago? All that division was under the control of Don Matrick.
Yeah,
Not
but
supposed to be.
you don't understand. It's like
And
don't.
I get it. I get it. Like
everybody's
Phil
saying, like,
Spencer
Microsoft's
can't
doing
like.
so great. I
hold
don't
on.
see it.
I
No,
get
you
it.
gotta understand. I don't see it. Like there's still missteps. I mean, he's doing improvement, but there's still a lot of crap.
I
And
get it.
Right.
But at the
So
time, I
you're-
understand that like Phil Spencer can't like consistently keep up to date on
Well, I
every
think-
studio that is there.
I think what
wait,
Wayne's getting at though is
So you just
ultimately.
proved my point.
Yeah. That's
yeah, like,
that
I'm
was your
agreeing
point.
with you. I'm agreeing
But
with you.
but
Okay.
I think what Wayne was ultimately saying is like he'll believe it when he sees it. Like if
Yeah.
if they start coming out with some cool stuff, then
Yeah.
you know he
Yeah, like, I'm not saying like have
Yeah.
all
When
faith in Rare
I'm sorry,
again.
but when your system seller is a re-release of games that came out on the Xbox and the 360,
right.
I have issue. So
But again, like I said, I'm not saying like have all faith in Rare again. I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
keep an open mind about it.
no, I can't
Oh,
keep
yeah.
it open mind. I cannot. No, nope, absolutely not.
He's
Nope,
done with the shit.
nope. Dude, 2 generations. No, 3 generations. We're in the 3rd generation since they got purchased by Microsoft, and they have not produced jack all. Fuck them.
Yeah. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But let's move off
Well,
Microsoft
wait,
and go to net neutrality.
No, I
Huh?
wasn't done. I was ready. to
Yeah,
go.
well, you guys are going in circles. You're circling the wagon with Don Matrick and shit. Let's.
All right.
Yeah.
The co-host has to rein me in, so.
Yeah. Come on, guys. No, but now I want Wayne's thought on this in particular as a conservative. What are your thoughts on the net neutrality vote? The FCC regulating it as a public utility.
I don't have a problem with it being regulated. I have a problem that
That was me being a bigoted asshole.
yeah. I have a problem. My biggest issue with this is that with any FCC ruling in the past, you've had at least a 3-week juncture where people could actually read what they're going to propose
Right.
before the vote, so they people could actually put their phone calls in and stuff like that. That did not happen.
Here. Yeah.
And that is very discouraging. That is something that was promised would not happen under this administration, and it keeps
Right.
happening. It goes back to any administration. I'm not just pointing out this particular one, but this one was promised in this not to happen. There's rumors of a lot of shit that is bad. There's some good, but there's a
Right.
lot of bad, and I need to read it and find out what's in it before I can make a full comment on it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I don't think net neutrality is a left versus right thing. I think this is an authoritarian versus libertarian thing, to be honest.
I agree, because I pointed out, and Gwen was there when I was having a discussion with some other folks about it. The government didn't need to add new regulation. They could have flexed their trust-busting muscles
Mm-hmm.
and basically told Comcast and Time Warner, keep fucking around, and we're going to knock you
Yeah.
out.
Well, see,
you will
the
not
thing is,
exist. No, they can basically say they have the authority. This is the one authority that actually gladly the
that
federal
is the
government
one
has.
authority. Yeah.
Yeah, that you will say, you're too big, fuck off.
Right. Which
You
was
know?
the only authority they had.
Yeah.
Which was the concern, I guess, for a lot of folks is that, they didn't really. I mean, they had been acting for years as if they had the authority and didn't.
Yeah,
Which is why this whole thing came to a head to begin with, because they were like,
right.
"Can't be telling us what to do, motherfucker." And it's like,
Mhm.
well, we got to, otherwise you're gonna fuck. I mean, look at Comcast. They already bought up fucking NBC, and now they want to buy up some other cable company and shit. And it's like, yeah, it's a huge problem right there, yo. So yeah, I'm glad in the sense that now they do have the power to enforce shit. Whether or not that's going to be for the best is to be seen. And like you, I'm taking that kind of wait and see approach till I can read, all the relevant materials and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know.
And to be honest, even if they were regulating it, all they needed to do was say it's a public utility and then done, over. They didn't need to do all this complicated legislation.
Well, see, there's not that's another thing, Gwen. There hasn't been any legislation.
Right.
This has come purely from the bureaucracy. And that in of itself is worse than the legislation in some ways. Because, because look at the EPA, for God's sake. And I'm not saying I'm not totally against the EPA. The EPA, in spirit, is a great idea because you want something that'll protect the environment.
Right.
But when you go to where somebody wants to build a house and said this is wetlands, it's dry, but there's a puddle there.
Yeah.
That
And
kind of thing. It's like I don't. My problem is, y'all know my opinion on the freaking, freaking government as it stands.
Right.
I'm of the opinion every 4 years just obliterate it and start over. But
I'm right. I'm right there with you at this point in my fucking life, dude. No.
I kind of feel like our government is supposed to be a little more malleable than it is.
Oh yeah. You cannot say that you're a government for the people, by the people, and then ignore the people's fucking opinions and just do whatever the fuck you want. That's a problem that needs addressing, and sadly, most probably never will be. But yeah, that's the problem I've had with the government for a long time. Like these are elected officials. These are both people who are supposed to be representing our interests, and then they go up and they've got lobbyists in their pockets and shit, and they're doing stuff that's actively against our interests and shit. And it's like, yeah, that's not how this whole thing was supposed to work. Some motherfuckers point to the Constitution. It's like, yeah, that's great, but we probably need to revise that shit to make sure this fucking shit don't happen. I'm just saying, like there's some issues with our government. And that's my rant for the day. Yeah. No, but I'm with you in the sense, and it's like anytime you get regulation involved, you open up the door for like lobbyists and shit, and so I'm not sure how this is going to pan out.
I mean, let's be honest. It's not like the freaking cable and internet lobby isn't huge already.
It is, yeah.
When you got I think it's Comcast and Time Warner, they're what they call them, a duopoly. I mean, there's only a few smaller ones that could, I guess you could call it competition. But I will say there was one good thing that came from the ruling.
The municipality.
The municipal availability of, of internet. That is a great idea.
I could start an ISP here in my city and now, and that's a cool thing.
Yeah, that is a great thing because really what's the only, I mean, and God, I can't believe I'm saying this either. What can compete with big corporations? The government.
Right.
That's really the only thing. And, like one of the local municipalities in my area, the big fight was that, I mean, their stuff is called Greenlight.
Right.
Hey. But their internet service is called, Greenlight. And the only thing they argued was, can we offer it to our, rural customers, even though they're not in the city limits? And, of course, the telecoms were like, no, you can't do that because that's on our turf. And they said, well, why can't we make the offer? You can't do that. And now, the federal government finally stepped in and said, yes, they can. It's competition.
Yep. I mean, look at Comcast. They turn billions of dollars in profits per year and don't devote nearly enough of it to improving infrastructure because they don't have any real reason to. What's that going?
I just hate lobbyists and all this
Yeah.
lobbying.
Oh yeah, I hate lobbyists. Lobbyists can go spit. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit and
Lobby-
spin.
Government should have been trust busting all sorts of shit for ages now.
I mean, the thing is like after they did AT&T back in the 70s and 80s,
Yeah.
they really don't want to flex that muscle anymore. And
Right.
it's kind of sad because it needs to be done.
Right. You look at like
Because what it is, I'm sorry,
What's-
but
yeah, go ahead.
What they do now, instead of like flexing Trustbuster, they prevent merger. You know,
Right,
like say, well,
right.
this will be too big, so we can't allow
But
the
they don't
merger.
even do that. They don't even do that anymore.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there
they're
was a
not
huge
doing that.
conflict of interest
They
in.
do it to a degree for like,
Right.
I think
Right.
the Dish Network and DirecTV was the last one they prevented.
Gotcha. But
Yeah.
then I mean, you look at like there was a
They
huge
should be
conflict of
trust-busting
interest in
some of the
Comcast
fucking
owning
banks.
NBC.
Too big to
Like-
fail my ass.
The bank, though, see, that's the thing. The bank is those banks are propped up by the federal government, so that'll never happen unless you get an audit of the Fed and
Right.
Ron Paul 2016.
But like McCain had, he was voting no on net neutrality even a couple years back. He was coming out against it, and it turns out that he had some of the telecos and shit in his pocket, or they had him in their pocket rather. And then you got Comcast merging with NBC. It's a big conflict of interest to have a provider owning one of the networks. That's really just bad news, like Time Warner and shit like that. It's all just bad news because then they're positioned to come along and say, well, if you want this channel, it's going to be a little bit more, and
Dude,
the whole thing. What's that?
I don't know how it is with cable because I don't.
Yeah. I haven't had cable in years.
I have satellite, and I have to go periods of sometimes months at a time when some of these companies want to negotiate with Dish and they'll just pull the channel down.
Yep.
I went like 2 months and didn't have my Cartoon Network. I was pissed.
Yep. You'll get a little scroll on your TV that says we're fighting now, so
Yeah.
fuck you.
We're having a bitch fit, so we can't. So I mean, and like I said, the last known one that I know that the federal government prevented a merger of was Dish Network and DirecTV,
Gotcha.
which was good. It was a great idea because that didn't need to happen. You need competition,
and they're really the only two players out there.
They're the only
as far
two
as I'm
players
aware.
as far as the small dish goes, anyway.
Yeah.
It's it used to be back in the day. I'm sure I remember. There used to be a whole bunch of cable companies, but the problem is they all had their territory knocked out.
Yeah.
And now they're all getting, buying this little bit of territory, get this little bit, and this little bit. So eventually you're going to have Time Warner and Comcast.
Yep.
And that's scary.
It is.
I mean,
I had issues with my service, Wayne, and I went in, they fucked it up in a pretty big way, so I went in and I was like, well, I think I'm going to cancel because, this is unacceptable, and they were unwilling to do anything about it. And the bitch told me straight up, she goes, there are 12 people behind you waiting in line to sign up for cable right now. We don't care.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like straight up.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm told I can literally tell you, we have I would say probably a half a mile of dead area with no cable, which is where I happen to live.
Right.
And they tell me it's like it would just cost too much money.
Yeah, but you guys got billions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you really should have just told me it would cost too much money. So here's something that you probably wouldn't hear very much often from a conservative. I don't have a problem with business. Business is what makes the country run. Businesses, are a good thing. Business is what supplies jobs for people.
Yeah.
Businesses need to pay their own damn taxes.
Yeah. Like what was it? AT&T using tax loops to get out paying anything in taxes.
I've said it before, and that's when I get in arguments with authoritarian liberals. So you need to pay your fair share. I'm like, don't talk to me about my fair share because I own 2 corporations, and these are C corporations. These aren't LLCs. We did that is, and the only reason we did them as C corporations is for protection from lawsuit.
Right.
So basically, you have to sue the corporation. You can't sue me personally.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, that's just common sense if you're running especially in a service industry, right?
Yep.
But I had to pay out the ass for taxes.
Right.
Because I'm trying to be fucking honest.
Yeah. And yet these billion-dollar companies are utilizing tax loops to get out of paying anything.
Right. My general ledger at the end of the year, I'll let you go in just a second, Gwen. General ledger for the end of the year for both my businesses is I don't make no money and I don't pay no money. If that makes sense. You know, you want to be dead even.
Right.
But I'm paying the damn taxes all through the fucking year. I have to, like, for an employee, you have to pay double.
Right.
Like, I'm like, it pisses me off that I have to do the right thing because they'll come after my ass because I'm a small business. But these big fucking corporations, they're just like,
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't. Yeah.
Win. Take it. Run with it. Baton.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, and what's helping all these big businesses do all this not paying taxes are the banks.
Yeah.
And I audit the Fed. One of my favorite liberal congressmen was right there with Ron Paul trying to audit the Fed, and that was Alan Grayson. He was like, "Yeah, audit the fucking Fed."
Yeah. Totally agree. The Fed needs to be audited.
Like that was fucking. It was a small group of people, but that was left and right crossing the aisle trying to audit the Fed, and they had a hard fight.
Yeah.
They had a really hard fight, and they barely got anything.
I know we went off on a tangent, but we still kept it, to talking about telecom and stuff like that. But you're exactly right. When they have the Fed answers to no one.
No oversight, huh?
No oversight whatsoever, and that is a problem.
Yeah.
And
Huge problem.
yeah, because they can just decide, I mean, think about it. The federal government decided, our money is backed by absolutely nothing but our word.
Yeah.
That is.
And what's crazy is we're the most powerful nation in the world, and we're so dysfunctional that our stupidness may fuck up the rest of the world eventually if it hasn't already.
Yeah, I mean, our money became the standard for the world, and then we said, "Oh, we're not going to back our money with gold anymore. We'll just be like, I say it's worth $1." What?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know the worth of $1, but it is $1.
Yeah, this is $1. George Washington means this is worth $1.
Yeah.
What sense does that make?
I'm backing my money by George Washington's bones now.
I'm backing my money by Abe Lincoln's. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's worth more than paper.
She's moved up the denominations. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I want another perspective on net neutrality because I'm just going by what the United States going. Socks, you there? She's muted.
Yes. Hang on. I'm here. 1 second. I gotta move my microphones.
Okay.
All right. Okay. What you want to know? What? I've been listening.
Okay. What's the WeberNet like with in the Ausland?
Oh my God. Okay.
I know it's slow, but
Yeah. Okay. So let me give you a quick history of internets here in my country. Okay. Oh, holy crap. Hold on a second here. I gotta move my microphone again because my world has exploded. Anyway. So, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, the internet here in Australia. Okay, basically, we had a government-owned telecommunications company called Telecom. And they put down all of the copper wire throughout my country, right? So we had, phone lines and shit. Anyway, but this was a government-run, infrastructure thing. So that was government-owned up until the 90s when a portion of it got sold off to overseas interests, and it became known as Telstra. And around this time, other competition started to creep in. And the second biggest telecommunications company in Australia is called Optus. I actually have service with Optus at the moment. Let me just say they're all shit, but Telstra owns all of the copper wire. So if you've got ADSL2, you're using. It doesn't matter if you're not with Telstra and you're with another company, they're renting the copper off Telstra. Telstra is responsible for the upkeep of the copper. And Optus owns all of the cable. So Telstra does have their own cable network, but Optus is the one that first laid down the cable in this country.
So that's where the cable comes from. Now, so we've got these two massive monopolies, right? So basically, if anyone's offering you cable, it's going to be Optus. If anyone's offering you copper, it's going to be Telstra. Okay? So these two corporations run everything. Okay. And a couple of years ago, my government decided that we need to step it up because we are lagging severely behind other first world nations in terms of internet infrastructure and future-proofing our telecommunications network. So we decided we were going to make the National Broadband Network, which was a government initiative to lay down fiber to the premises cable all throughout the country. Right?
Mm-hmm. Exacerbation.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, there are so many things wrong with my country right now. This is a kicker in the face for me, right? Because I've been suffering with garbage internet for a decade plus,
Mm-hmm.
and it's horrible. I mean, here's what happened to me last night. Okay. I have a cable internet package and phone bundle, right? So I have like this voice over IP unlimited service with my internet. You dial my phone and it pulls bandwidth.
Oh.
You can't play Diablo when someone's trying to talk on the phone if they're through a high congestion period because they just pretty much stick everyone on one fucking node. It's gross, and there's no oversight. Now, people keep talking about how throttling doesn't happen. Throttling might not happen in my country regarding certain services. So, if, like our version of Netflix, which doesn't exist because we're not allowed to have Netflix because Rupert Murdoch said so. Because Rupert Murdoch owns the big cable television network company here, Foxtel.
He's the reason I didn't work at PhotoBucket anymore, by the way.
Yeah.
He came in and bought it, and I got laid off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. Like Rupert Murdoch's a shit. So anyway, there's this huge like monopoly over the infrastructure. Anyway, and my government decided to build infrastructure. And then my government got voted out of power. And my new government decided to sell the infrastructure that was already laid down, change it from fiber to the premises to fiber to the node, and then, copper from the node to the fucking premises, right? And then sell the rest of the fucking infrastructure for $11 billion to fucking Telstra.
Oh.
So basically an entire monopoly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's some intelligent
Crazy.
fucking...
Trust busting, how does it work?
Yeah.
You don't even want to get me fucking started, right? Okay, and then there was this thing a couple of years ago. They wanted to institute an internet blacklist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it would be on a national level. They had a blacklist of websites, and on that fucking list was like 4chan, Torrent Freak, like everything under the sun you could possibly think of that isn't like what a normal fag would go and look at. And yes, I'm sorry, I just channed Mabio.
It's all right.
I don't care. I don't care at the moment. I'm really angry about net neutrality. Because I believe in net neutrality. I don't believe that corporations should have the kind of power they have over my internet service. I mean, and while they don't throttle, someone's bleeding, by the way. I can hear myself. But sorry, I lost my train of thought. They throttle individuals. If you are doing any peer-to-peer, obviously it's totally illegal and not at all a legitimate serving method that a lot of companies use to, like, for game patches or file transfer at all. Any any peer-to-peer gets throttled.
Wow.
It depends on what service you're with, but I know Telstra does throttle peer-to-peer, and Optus used to. I don't know if it does anymore. But that's the thing, you know, and it also depends on what area you're in and how hard they're hitting. But they assume that everyone using peer-to-peer is a fucking, you know, pirate, torrent, hacksaw. And so they throttle you, and it's fucking stupid. You
From the
want
darknet.
to, yeah. Upload speeds are fucking ridiculous. I mean, they have so much control over how we use the internet, and it's gross.
She thought her
And-
upload speeds were bad until she heard my upload speed.
Yeah, but you live in like the sticks, man, and like you've got fiber under your letterbox, but they won't connect it
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
because I don't know, retards. Yeah, like they were supposed to lay fiber in my street 2 years ago. Then
Still
the
ain't.
election drama and like there was all this kind of shit that was happening, and then you know the opposition party was trying to block it, and then they fucked it. And, like my country is fucked, right? They all believe that we can all anyone does on the internet is check their fucking emails. Right?
Yeah.
That's literally their logic. Is like, oh, you don't need like a gigabit connection. I'm like, bitch, do you have any idea where we're going?
Right, right.
You
We
know-
actually contend with that here too. That's their excuse for limiting us to like 250 gigabytes of total usage a month. You know,
Oh,
most people are just
yeah.
checking email.
We're slowly getting rid of caps, and y'all are getting caps. You know, like before, I had like a 1 gigabyte cap. This
Oh,
was only like
Jesus.
5 years ago, yeah. And if you wanted anything higher, you had to pay through the fucking nose, man. Like,
Right.
I had a 1 gig cap, and I was paying something like $80 a month.
Yeah, I'm paying something like about 90 or so for mine, and it's uncapped as well.
Yeah.
I'm also getting
Mine
like
is
3
currently
times the
uncapped.
advertised speed though, so I'm okay.
Yeah, I don't get anywhere near the advertised speed, and I don't get anywhere near the service I
sucks.
want. Like I said, you dial my fucking phone, and
Yeah.
you can't play video games. You can't into Skype.
Oh wow.
I couldn't into fucking Twitter last night.
Woof.
Yeah.
Dude.
I think Wayne said it went best right there.
Dude, the problem is like where I live, you know, we talked about being in the sticks, and yes, absolutely, there is brand new. I shouldn't say brand new. Now it's like 7 years old, but there's fiber optics right under my mailbox that they knocked over when they put it in,
Wow.
and they're not using it. So instead of doing that, let's run off 70-year-old copper.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. The copper network is so fucking stupid, and these companies that don't have any incentive to reinvest in their own fucking networks, and all that matters is paying investors. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like turning a profit and like throwing money at investors. That's fucking stupid. It's fucking dumb, and oh my god. And here's where it ties into net neutrality, okay? Because there shouldn't be this much power in their hands, okay? They're endangering the future of the internet with their stupid fucking behavior.
Mm-hmm.
While there is the individual frustration at the shitty service, it's anti-consumer. It's anti-everything internet.
Mm-hmm.
Innovation, especially, you know, because
It's
Yeah,
stagnation. Why would the stagnation? It's the same way I feel about space exploration. We went from 1912 from the first manned flight, right, to fucking 1964, and we're on the goddamn fucking moon. Or
Mhm.
69, sorry, but 64 they decided. Wait,
Yeah.
is that right?
Uh,
Yeah.
61 is when Kennedy announced going to the moon, and then they started actual tests and stuff. Yeah.
Right, you know,
Mhm.
and then look at the gap between then and now.
Yeah. We've actually
It's the
gone
same gap.
backward. Yeah, we've gone backwards. When you think about it, we went from orbiting the planet, Earth, to going to the moon to orbiting the planet. What?
It's
And we did that for what?
ridiculous.
Yeah, we did that for what, 25 years, and then now we're doing nothing.
Right.
And the only innovation we're getting is like private industry, which that's a situation where private industry is it's a good thing. But when you have when you have a division, especially in the U.S., you got a division called NASA, where basically it means space exploration. And
You're not exploring space.
They're not exploring the space, and it's like I don't understand magnets.
Why are we throwing one at you now?
Yeah. Yeah.
But they cut a lot of the funding. Is what they do. Is that they cut a lot of the funding. That's why there are no more. That's why we don't fly. You guys don't fly. I hate you. You guys don't fly the shuttle no more. You gotta hitch rides with the Ruskies, and the way that shit's going, we got Cold War II coming, and Putin ain't gonna let your asses on nothing. So
yeah, because I did hear something like that we wouldn't be able to, like, if things keep going like what conflicts with like what Ukraine and stuff, then they might not let us hitch rides anymore with
Oh shit.
Putin is cutting us out, yo. He's cutting us out.
He's like,
no, is in that space station up there. There's a death ray.
oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, particle
But that's
beam.
what. Yeah, think about that. Are you happy with your cut taxes because the Russians and the Chinese are going to be the ones in space, bitches? You want to get to Mars first, or you want to let the commies get there? That's how you get your country excited about that shit again. You tell them commies are going for space and they'll lose their fucking mind.
In all honesty,
Mind lasers in space.
yeah.
Commies in space.
Well, in all
Tinfoil
honesty,
stock goes up 10 points.
we don't even need to raise taxes. We just need to reappropriate funding.
Yeah.
Military, most of the military money is being wasted. It doesn't even go to the troops. Remember when we had to buy flak jackets for our own friends and family?
Yeah, because they wanted they literally, I mean, somebody did, they spent, I know this is like little, piddly stuff, but there was something like the Department of Defense spent like $5 million, and I mean, drop in the bucket compared to the billions and trillions that they use, but $5 million to invent a fucking robotic squirrel. Why? Because they wanted to. It had no practical purpose just to have a robotic fucking squirrel.
Somebody's gonna collect those robotic nuts, yo.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
need this plane. Why are you buying it?
right?
Contract with contractors, that's why.
Oh, you want to know what my government did with the money that they got from selling the fiber network and cutting the way that it was being rolled out here?
Sure.
They bought fucking jets we don't need because apparently Indonesia's gonna come over here and be like, oh, fuck you. And I'm like, oh, bitch, please, man.
I mean, what? Indonesia, all honesty, if Indonesia tried to quote unquote conquer you, wouldn't they just get to your desert area and just die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get attacked by a giant spider and kickboxed by a kangaroo.
Yeah. Oh no, the Indonesian army invaded us. Too bad they all got eaten by crocodiles and died in the desert. Free Indonesian military, everyone. I mean, holy fuck, man! Everyone just move everyone to the other side, right, of the country, and just go. Okay, there you go. It's a desert. Enjoy. Fuck it. I'm just frustrated at everything. This is where I get mad. Because the humanity has stalled, it's stagnated, and honest to crap, if a Cold War is what it takes to get me to fucking Mars, bring it, Putin. Jesus fucking Christ. Go invade Poland, and then, like everyone else, and then,
it's going to sound weird, but give the United States a reason to get off its ass.
Like I said, Red's
Bush
under
tried.
the bed, man. Red's under
Hey,
the
man,
bed.
Bush
They're
tried.
calling Pigs in Space, and then
Bush,
Hey,
Bush
right?
was trying against. I mean, this is gonna sound weird, but Bush had an undefined enemy.
I know, but he's still
they were
tried.
against the. You guys are at war with a concept.
Are we
I know,
going long
it's
this
so
week?
stupid.
Long term.
We have
I'm
10
sorry.
minutes. No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I just, you're fine, you're fine. It's been great listening, but I just wanted to know if we're going long.
I don't care. I'm
We
having
have
fun.
10 minutes.
Where are we at? So 10 minutes left?
Yeah, we've got 10 minutes left on our running time. We're actually 7 minutes over schedule as far as, like,
Whatever. Like, I just want to
Well,
keep
we
talking.
started late,
This is
so
fun.
let me check the YouTube video.
Yeah, let's keep
I
going.
gotta eat, but I
yeah, that's the thing. I do have to cut out to eat, so that's why I was...
So
Actually,
do you want to go?
we should
So we
probably
just
wrap
go
up
to.
now, and we'll
Yeah,
just
that's
hop
fine.
into
We can just go
Skype
to
and hang out.
private.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that'll be fine.
Alright, so thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Uh-huh.
Links are in the description below to everybody's information, channels, Twitch accounts, Twitter accounts.
So on and so forth.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you guys enjoy
DNA samples, hair. Yeah.
If you guys enjoy the show, please click the thumbs up, like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was